Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino here with some special Survivor podcasting here for you. We are almost at the end of the Survivor off-season, but the Survivor 39 can't come yet until we get at least one Survivor BrantSteele up here on Rob Has a Podcast. So here we are. Last summer was the summer of BrantSteele. We had, I think, 3 different BrantSteeles between myself and some combination of these 2 gentlemen that we're going to talk to here today. They are back with a very special BrantSteele that we are going to run through. That is a fake Survivor season simulation. We're going to play out all on this podcast here today. They have just launched a brand new podcast over on Post-Show Recaps, which is the scripted arm of RHAP. They are doing a full rewatch of the TV show Lost. Here are the hosts of the Down the Hatch podcast, a Lost spoiler-filled rewatch. Lost spoilers to come. Here are Josh Wigler, and give it up for Mr. Mike Bloom.
Woo! So if this is a fake Survivor season, does that mean it's in purgatory the entire time?
No, Mike, shut up. Don't confuse the people. We're alive. Everyone was alive. When we die, we go to some happy place.
Yes.
It's really, really nice. But everything that happened to us before then, it's all legit.
Whatever happened, okay?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So here we are to talk about Lost and do a BrantSteele. We'll have our cast reveal. We'll play through the whole season. There will be Lost spoilers, and I'm sorry for anybody who has not watched Lost yet, but I mean, come on. That the final season was the first year of Rob Has a Podcast. So I'm sorry. It's been 15 years since the show. 15 years this month, right, Josh?
Yeah, 15 years on September 22nd since the series premiere of Lost. And in May 2020, we're celebrating a decade gone by without Lost on the air. So at this point, it's on you. You got to catch up.
Yeah.
You're the ones who got to watch. So watch Lost, listen to Down the Hatch, which is what Mike and I are doing over on Post Show Recaps. It's a full tilt spoiler mode podcast, rewatching every single episode of Lost. It's like what the evolution of strategy was to Survivor. That's what Down the Hatch is to Lost. We're going through each episode in granular detail, ridiculously stupid character impressions. We're over-analyzing every decision that was made, and we're having a really, really good time doing it, and the response has been amazing. Mike and I are just having a blast.
Go ahead and check that out. postshowrecaps.com/downthehatch. Be sure to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe and leave a rating and review if you're into that sort of thing. Right, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, we would appreciate it as a new and noteworthy podcast about a show that has been off the air for nearly a decade.
No, this is the time to get in. There was like a billion Lost podcasts. Lost was just in terms of what I do and how it affects me, that Lost really helped get podcasting going because there were so many Lost podcasts. That was really, in terms of podcasting about TV shows, Lost is really put us on the map. Yeah. I even got started in Rob Has a Podcast. It was like, okay, well, Heroes versus Villains is on, and it's the final season of Lost. So I'll talk about what I'm watching on TV. And that's really the origin story of Rob Has a Podcast. So we've come full circle, Mike.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also an interesting show to take in after the fact, knowing the full spectrum of how things turn out in terms of character arcs, in terms of the larger mysteries. And we definitely take a look from that angle as well as to, especially in these first few episodes, how much of that was set up, how much of it just happened to be for convenience sake. So like Josh said, we've had a lot of fun going back, pushing a donkey wheel to bring ourselves back to 2004 to break down Lost. And the reception has been fantastic. But look, T-Bird couldn't own Summer 2019 on her own. We had to do a little bit of brain stealing before we kicked off season 39. And I feel like this is a podcast that has been years in the making, Rob.
Yeah, very long time coming. Really, before we started using BrantSteele, where Josh and I did a lot of Game of Thrones stuff. I think we did a Walking Dead one. Did we do anything else?
We've done Walking Dead, we've done Game of Thrones, and we've done those without BrantSteele.
BrantSteele has been the game changer.
BrantSteele has been the game changer. It is the fan favorite Sierra Dawn Thomas game changer of Survivor Simulating.
Ooh, can't wait to see the wedding between BrantSteele and Joey Amazing coming up soon.
Yes, and I think that really revolutionized the deal. But yeah, we used to get tons of requests for the Survivor Lost podcast. It's never come together. But look, no better time than now, as we are doing Down the Hatch to just go all the way in on Lost. I've talked more about Lost in the last couple of weeks than I've talked to anybody in my family. So let's just keep pushing on. It's been a good time. I'm not complaining.
Well, on Lost, people can be your family without even realizing it.
It's true. That's right. Yeah, Mike, you may be my half brother. We just don't know.
We don't know. Okay. All right. Let's meet the cast here, and I'm realizing missed opportunity to not have Richard Hatch as somebody here in the cast. Okay. All right. Let's meet the cast, and tell me how we arrived on that. So what you're gonna do here, we got the video version going. You can check it out on the RHAP YouTube channel and watch how this all plays out. If you're listening to the podcast version, you will be able to see the game play out. We do not know the outcome. We did not load that in. All we did was load in the characters that Josh and Mike have put together, and then we are going to be reacting to what happens in the BrantSteele as it happens. So let's go ahead and let's meet our cast of characters here in Survivor Lost. Okay, Mike, I see here that we have two tribes here. The first is we have a beach tribe.
Yes, we have the beach tribe and the cave tribe off of probably the biggest schism that occurs in Lost Season 1 that a lot of people might not necessarily remember. Lost Season 1 is really on a much smaller scale when it comes to pure survivalism. I would say, it's like the Borneo compared to just the complicated, fun shenanigans we get in modern day Survivor and as we get in latter day Lost. So there was a big involvement as to, are we going to live in the beach or are we going to live in the caves? So we split the two
much
tribes
like Survivor Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. Or, if cave was replaced by shelter, it would be the first episode of Survivor Cambodia. I will say also right off the bat, since Josh and I are in Lost Season 1 right now in our podcast, and we will be for quite some time, we decided to go with characters that are only in Lost Season 1 with one very
notable exception.
But that being said, like Rob said in the beginning, we're probably going to spoil the outcomes of these characters for all 6 seasons. I don't think we can help ourselves. So this is once again a warning. If you haven't seen the show or if you care about being spoiled, jump out while you can.
Okay. All right. So just characters that appear in Season 1. So no Ben Linus, no Jacob, no Man in Black.
They could be like NPCs along the way, that they're all watching from the woods. I'm sure the smoke monster is hanging out for one of these challenges.
Jacob and the Man in Black are on an island of busts of their heads where they're going to serve as advisors that people confer with.
That's kind of like endgame stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's no good. Not
all
yet.
right. So Josh, who do we have here on the beach tribe?
All right. Well, obviously, you can't have a season of Survivor without some Mactors in the house, and I think that we're modeling this after Survivor South Pacific, and I think a season with a couple of Mactor types along the way. Keith, whatever his last name is, here's the
Tollefson.
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, the Keith Tollefson of Survivor Lost. Here comes Boone Carlisle, hopping in to the beach tribe. First main character to die on Lost. Will he be the first one out of Survivor Lost? I think is the tension as we are entering the first few days of this simulation.
Okay. All right. Let's meet everybody. You want to just take us through?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we've got coming off after Boone, we've got Claire Littleton. Claire, who, as the season has begun, is 9 months pregnant. She has not yet given birth, so I believe
what a sob story for the end.
We have 18 players officially on the cast. Does Claire have an advantage in that she is secretly harboring the 19th cast member of Survivor Lost? And if born at the right time, will Aaron be eligible to cast a vote alongside Claire? So she may have a baked-in alliance partner from the very start.
first pregnant Survivor contestant. Congratulations to
that we know of,
Claire.
yes.
Yeah, that we know of. If she gets to day 39, I mean, that's going to be a hell of an argument in front of the jury. Might want to get rid of her early.
Yeah,
She may get medically evacuated.
yeah. Well, especially if he goes into labor at Final Tribal Council.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, who else is here?
Of course, we cannot have a Survivor Lost podcast without our audience analog, fan favorite, Hugo Hurley Reyes is here. It remains to be seen if everybody loves Hugo or everybody hates Hugo when it comes to these group of people. But if you're looking for someone who's going to be the really fun person in confessionals and someone who's going to make for a really fun time on the beach, maybe get some island golf going, it's got to be Hurley.
Yeah. He has a chance for some Cochran upside here in the edit as we're playing this. This is going to be mapped to Survivor South Pacific. So that basically BrantSteele follows the events of different Survivor seasons and uses that season's twists and format. So a lot of South Pacific analogs here.
Yeah, and Hurley's a very unlucky guy by nature. So if he finds himself in a rock draw, I wouldn't be surprised to see him betray his alliance because he doesn't like his odds in a rock draw.
Okay. All right. Let's blow through the rest of this cast so we can get into the game here. Who else is here, Mike?
One of my personal favorites, Jin Kwon, one half of Jin and Son. Someone say a misunderstood man who ends up being a loving husband. As a father, remains to be seen. Let's talk about John Locke. Of course, he's going to be our de facto survival expert out here. So we'll see if that puts him in a leadership position. As we know, he can be a bit contentious in leadership positions.
Could be in the mix for Survivor Robs versus Johns.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though he does go by his last name, though, so we'll see if Probst will give him that moniker as well.
I'm surprised to see Locke on the Beach Tribe. You would think of him more as a shelter person in terms of his survivor strategy.
We also have, of course, Kate Austen, the person who, as we talked about on Down the Hatch, was supposed to be the OG leader on Lost.
Yes.
So, of course, due to Matthew Fox's appearance on the show, she still became a very important character in her own right. We'll see if she plays like a criminal or perhaps like maybe a different type of person.
Yes, well,
you're gonna play like a cop or a criminal.
You play like a cop the first time, and then you come back and play like a criminal your second time out. I think that's the move.
Of course, we have Michael Dawson, always lovable Michael, unlike Jin, caring father, someone but he's separated from his son. So it will be interesting to see exactly how he interacts. He has someone like Jin, who he had a very, interesting misunderstandings with at first. So we'll see if those carry over. Of course, a staple of the first season that didn't necessarily make the main cast is Rose, who helped, held Jack's hand as they made their way through the turbulence that eventually beached Oceanic Flight 815. She has her own sort of sob story, if you will, to as she reaches the island here. But Rose is an always welcome presence on Lost and hopefully on Survivor as well. And we finish things off here with Mr. Republican Guard himself, Saeed Jarrah. I'm very excited to see what Saeed does here. He has the leadership skills. He has the torture skills. So it remains to be seen as to which skill set he's going to utilize here.
He's potentially a very dangerous survivor. Through 2 episodes of the Down the Hatch recap, Mike and I, spoiler alert, have been very high on Saeed. Very impressed with Saeed, who should have been the rightful leader of this group of people.
Winner upside.
Big winner upside. He's a human lie detector. He always knows when you're bullshitting him. I really like Saeed's shot here. So, of course, I've cursed him to be voted out very early.
Okay. All right. The other tribe here is going to be our Cave Tribe. So let's meet the 9 contestants in the Cave Tribe. All right. Josh, who do we start here with?
We start with he's the bass player of Drive Shaft. He did backing vocals on track 3. He wants you to remember his name. It's Mr. Charlie You All Everybody Pace in the house. Entering Survivor, having not really done the work to kick his drug habit.
Let's see if does he Shane Powers it.
We'll see how the shakes follow him into Survivor.
Mike, will Charlie tell people that he is a member of Drive Shaft, or will he make up a fake job?
Yeah, he'll sort of pull like a John Whitland thing and be like, "No, I was the band of Stick Shift, that cover band, and I'm not Charlie Pace at all."
Yes. Okay.
I don't know if he can help himself. We'll see. He loves telling people he's in Drive Shaft. We also got Ethan Rahm is in the building.
A lesser known lost figure.
Certainly compared to some of these others. But speaking of others, that's him. He's the first other you ever meet on Lost. He is the first real human face of evil that you get on Lost. We think a lot about Ben Linus as you go along, or the Man in Black. But Ethan is the OG bad guy, played by William Mapother, who is Tom Cruise's cousin in real life. So
very excited for the family visit. Yeah,
if there's any running challenges that require speed, Ethan Rahm is your guy.
Okay. All right. Mike, we have the focal point of a lot of Lost. Jack Shephard is here.
Yes, Jack, surgeon turned de facto leader, turned protector, turned dead. Jack Shephard, I mean, he comes in with a torrid family history, so maybe he's going to have a bit more of a contentious family visit than somebody like Ethan. The question remains, is he going to take that leadership position like he is all so used to? And if he does, how is that going to contest with some of these other personalities that are with him on this tribe that might not exactly take to that so well?
Okay. Can he make it to the party of Final Five, Josh?
That is the question. Jack is, he's branded the hero very early on, but as we have already examined, and I think the deeper into Lost you go, you do come to realize that Jack is a bit of an a-hole and does not suffer fools easily, and many of these fools may not suffer him so easily, including who he's next to. James Sawyer Ford is on the starting tribe, the Cave Tribe, with Jack. And before Jack and Locke became the famous Lost rivalry, it was Jack versus Sawyer way back in the day. They're able to heal some rifts along the way, even if they're never quite buddy-buddy. They do see eye to eye from time to time. Will they be able to overcome their differences here, the Doctor and the Con Man on the Cave Tribe?
Okay.
Except for them to see eye to eye, because Sawyer needs glasses eventually.
That's true. That's right.
All right. Let's round out the Cave Tribe, Mike.
So we have one of the quirkier characters of season one, maybe somebody else who is sort of, a dot on the tapestry of Lost overall. Science teacher Leslie Arst made quite an impression, an explosive
Dynamite
impression.
Casting. Yeah.
I was about to say, real TNT going on here. This is a guy who was perennially a thorn in the side of some of our castaways when it came to certain initiatives like the RHAP. We'll see if that carries over to when the shelter gets built, and we'll see if he's able to outlast some of his compatriots, unlike him being able to do so in the actual Lost itself.
Okay.
Mike, I didn't want to say this before, but you do have some Arst on you. I can see if you want to just wipe that off.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this next one because, this one requires some explanation. So Rob came into this podcast with a couple of requests, a couple of riders to the contract. One was that we had a season focused around Redemption Island, which is true.
I've never done a BrantSteele with Redemption Island. That was, I said that was the next time I do a BrantSteele, I wanted to have Redemption Island.
The other one is that Reem Daly, not a character in the show Lost, must be involved in the cast. And dadgummit, we put her, much like, the OG James Sawyer himself, Locke's father, just appears in the brig in the Black Rock. So does Reem Daly appear on the island.
Yeah. What's the problem here? Look, you guys wanted to do the theme Survivor Lost. I asked for one thing, but Reem should be in the season. That's it.
We came to Rob. We were like, what if we decided that Arst was very surly and he was kind of acting like Reem?
No,
that wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So Vincent the dog would have been here.
But you know what, dude? It's fine.
Well, the logic we set up is that we felt that we needed someone who, much like Danielle Rousseau, had been living on an island for a significant portion of time, and as a result, had to envelop this community in, greet them, much like a valet at the Holiday Inn. And so that's who we have Reem So going on right now.
Yeah, she was on the plane. It's fine. All right, Mike, who else is here? Round out the Cave Tribe.
One of the more maligned characters in Lost history, I would say, Shannon Rutherford. It'll be interesting to see, she might be someone who is the most out of her element, much like she was on the island. She is also missing both her brother in Boone and her romantic partner in Saeed. She is truly an independent Shannon. Let's see if she will flounder or end up dying wet in the woods once more.
We are eventually, we've been waiting for the right time, and the right time has not yet arrived. But when it comes on down the hatch, we have what has been discussed as the Shannon Rutherford dissertation, the defense of Shannon, written by Megan Schultz. So we will not get into that today, but there are Shannon stands out there, and not just for the great Shannon Gates, but also for Shannon Rutherford as well.
Okay. All right. Will we be doing any Fear the Walking Dead jokes, Josh?
This is the only one.
Okay. All right. And then a woman whose husband is on the other tribe. Always a rarity to have a married couple separated by tribe on Survivor. Here's Sun.
So the interesting thing about Sun is, she speaks English and Jin does not. I feel like that gives her an inherent leg up above him, though he does have fishing skills. So you know what? They each bring their own pros and cons. But Sun is a pretty surprisingly shrewd businesswoman herself, and we'll see if those skills come out on the island.
Yeah.
Do you think that she's going to tell her fellow castaways that she can speak English, or is she going to be too afraid that whenever the tribes swatch or if they reach the merge, they'll tell Jin and she'll be in trouble?
Yeah, I don't know, Josh. Do you think that is this like a Monica and Brad vibe you're getting from Sun?
Doing it for Sun.
What's best for Sun?
Okay. And our youngest Survivor contestant ever, Mike.
What's best for Quantica?
Quantica.
There we go. Early hashtag contender.
Yeah.
Walt is here. Look, he may be young in age, but his skills more than make up for it. I think if you're looking for someone who has an interaction with the wildlife of the island, Walt would be a good source of things. Though, for all we know, he could disappear for a bunch of episodes and come back much more awkward and tall and lanky and ends up just completely having no effect on the season whatsoever.
Well, I was going to say that he ages so fast that by the time we reach day 39, he may be like actually 39 years old. He's like Robin Williams and Jack. He's just
Not to be confused with the Jack on his tribe.
He's going to age 4 years every 4 days.
Yeah. By the end of the season, he becomes the tallest Survivor contestant of all time.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Step aside Keith Tollefson.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's our cast. 18 people. Redemption Island is in play. All other twists of Survivor South Pacific. As instructed by BrantSteele, we have not ever done a Survivor South Pacific BrantSteele, but Mike, appropriate location for Lost.
Absolutely. You know what? In the pilot, they do make note about how, when they ran into rough weather, they did turn towards Fiji, which has been the mainstay of so many different Survivor locations. But considering just the ubiquitous location of the island to begin with, South Pacific sounds like a generic enough name for it.
I think that's better. I think it's better.
Great. Okay. Let's see what's going on over on the Beach Tribe. Early on, we got some alliances happening. We have an alliance of 5 between Hurley, Jin, Kate, Locke, and Saeed. That's a level 6 alliance, not like the Big Brother version, Josh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But there's a stronger alliance that's also coming together, which is Boone, Claire, Michael, and Rose. And while their numbers are less, they are tighter, a level 8 strength, Mike.
All right, so this is interesting because we have a classic 5-4 scenario. If you remember in the original Survivor South Pacific, this is where, Coach Sophie and Albert's alliance really formulated on day 1, and it lasted them all the way to the end. It seems like some people might be more committed to the alliance than others. I'm seeing John Locke has a loyalty of 8 right there, whereas Kate has a loyalty of 6. I think if you're picking someone to flip, I think you go after Kate. I think she's very liable to do that and just run from one alliance to another.
Okay.
I think this minority alliance is interesting as well. In the opening of the Lost pilot, Jack Shepard spots Rose Nadler on the beach and she is unconscious, and Boone is trying to deliver CPR to her and is unsuccessful, and Jack has to relieve him of his duty. But Jack is not on the Beach Tribe Alliance, so I suppose in this universe, Boone performed CPR successfully on Rose, or performed the tracheotomy that he threatened to perform on her. And so maybe Rose is playing with a pen through her throat.
Yeah, with the pen from Tribal Council.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's see what's going on over at the Cave Tribe. Let's see these alliances. We have 2 separate alliances, and then somebody is left out. Let's see if we can figure out
Walt.
who it is. Oh yeah, Walt is in nobody's alliance.
He's a child. He doesn't know what to commit to yet.
Okay, alliance number 1 is Jack Shepard, Reem, Sawyer, and Son.
Wow. I can only imagine Reem getting into the fray already with Jack and Sawyer. Maybe that sort of endears her to them and brings her into the fold, but I feel like she has having nothing of both Jack's leadership and Sawyer's malarkey.
Meanwhile, the other alliance is Arts, Charlie, Ethan, Rom, and Shannon.
I gotta be honest, these alliances make no sense. I'm trying to find.
Yeah, Charlie killed Ethan, didn't he?
Yeah, Charlie's gonna kill Ethan someday. I mean, Shannon and Arst probably spend some time together as they are essentially red shirts. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird group. I mean, Jack and Ford Sawyer are already hanging out. It's very strange.
So hold on, let me just see if I can follow the narrative here. Like, are the events of Lost canon here? Is this sort of like, did the plane crash and then they start playing Lost, or are these the same people where the plane landed in Fiji and there's Survivor contestants?
So what's happened is everything that happened on Lost happened. Then they all die at the respective points in time that they die, and then they all meet together in this Flash Sideways universe where they gather together in a church and remember their past lives, and then they walk through the doors of the church, and then some of them wind up back on a beach playing Survivor again. So this is like their third life.
Okay,
so
this makes sense.
Of history,
There's some history there.
Some history.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot to follow, so just try and keep up.
All right, we have our first reward challenge of the season, and this reward is for Flint, and the Beach Tribe is going to win it. So congratulations for the Beach Tribe. That's the tribe that is the not Sawyer and Jack tribe.
Yeah, let's say basically it's the Locke tribe and the Jack tribe, essentially. And I would say that, this is the one where Coach and Ozzy, did it by themselves. This is where Sophie helped Coach through winning that Tower of Hanoi puzzle. And I'm assuming that this was all John Locke, right? He did this all by himself.
I don't know. I feel like Saeed's got that like Ozzy hairdo. Like I feel like you can imagine him with like the red egg that he like splashed onto his shirt.
Yeah,
I feel like Saeed challenge beast.
Is there a captain here? Is it like in full Coach and Ozzy mode? Is it Jack versus Locke, man of science, man of faith?
I
would say so.
I think
considering that I think one tribe was led by a man of faith as well in Survivor South Pacific. It makes sense.
Coach?
Yeah, that works.
Coach is the Locke and Ozzy is the Jack?
Yeah,
God.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our immunity challenge here. Okay. So we'll find out who's going to the first tribal council. The Cave Tribe is going to win immunity. So that's that man of science tribe with Jack and Sawyer and Reem. They will not be going to the first tribal council. Reem will not be voted out first.
That is exciting. That is worth celebrating.
Yeah. So exciting stuff. All right. But somebody from the tribe with Locke and Kate and Saeed, somebody's going home. So let's see what's going on back on the beach. All right. There has been a little bit of a schism, that there is now a very weak alliance has happened between Boone, Claire, Michael, and Rose. What's going on here, Mike?
Well, you could assume that they saw the writing on the wall, past the names of candidates, and they saw, okay, we're down 5-4. Self-preservation at this point. Let's start scrambling. So I can imagine Boone tries to get in with Locke. Michael tries to foster something with Jin, talking to him while he's handcuffed to the wreckage of the plane. Rose is going to try to be the mom around camp. So it's safe to say, with this being a very weak alliance, that our ramshackle majority of 5 is going to stick together, and one of these 4 is going to go.
I think also probably during the Matt chat at the immunity challenge before, Jack saw that straw the pen sticking out of Rose's throat and was like, that did not need to happen. Like Boone absolutely did not need to shove.
This is malpractice.
And so I think Rose is realizing like that was bad.
Okay.
That's not great.
Cave Tribe is not going to tribal council, but let's see what's going on over there. No one has the idol until Reem has the idol.
Oh my god!
Wow. Well, I mean, she's the experienced player here.
Yeah.
She has that knowledge. Other people have lived on an island longer than she has technically, but it's actually pretty comparative. So I guess she's able to look in the right spot while she's laying out everyone's laundry.
She's playing a Devon's-esque game so far. So she's found the idol. And not only that, she's also bonded with Walt a lot. In the same way that she was, bonding with Big Wendy. I feel like that the people that are ostracized from the group, Josh.
She likes the scrappers, and I think Walt, with his special superpowers that are inexplicable, I think he must have guided Reem to the location of the immunity idol. Yeah. So this may be an alliance to watch.
Is this the name of Walt on day 39? Big Walty.
Yeah, Big Walty.
We'll see if they get the chickens. Okay. All right. God. Tribal Council is coming up for the Beach Tribe. Josh, any predictions?
No, I mean, I think that there's probably going to be some tension between Boone and Rose, as we are seeing that they are not thrilled with each other over the botched surgery. So maybe people are going to think that Rose, in her weakened state with this unnecessary pen in her throat, should be voted out because she's not helping them with challenges. And maybe they're going to want to vote out Boone because he's just running around sticking pens in people's throats.
Well, you said he was the first one to die, so let's see.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Francesca's situation with Boone here.
Foreshadowing. Okay, let's go to Tribal Council. Okay, all right. Our Beach Tribe is here, and so we are going to get to our first vote. Everybody's going to get ready to vote. Okay, here come the votes. 9 votes here in this round. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's start here with first vote is for Jin.
No! What?
Yeah. First vote is Jin. All right. Second vote, Jin. That's 2 votes, Jin.
Oof.
Rose. 2 votes, Jin. 1 vote, Rose. Rose, we're tied. 2 votes, Jin. 2 votes, Rose. Rose.
Okay, she's in trouble.
Jin, we're tied again. That's 3 votes Rose, 3 votes Jin, 3 votes left. Rose.
Okay.
Wow.
Jin, we're tied again.
He's been serving them that stinky sea urchin that nobody wants to eat.
This can't happen.
The first player voted out of Survivor Lost. It's Rose. Rose, the tribe is spoken.
Man. Well, she wasn't supposed to survive the plane crash, I guess. So that she had 3 additional days. We should be thankful for that. But I hate losing Rose this early. She's the best.
Yeah.
She hasn't had time to yell at Jack yet about his live together, die alone.
Maybe it's that might be it, Mike, is that like she's in her period of trauma. She's not speaking right now. She's been separated from Bernard, and Jack is the one who goes to her and tries to talk her down and calm her down eventually. And the fact that hasn't happened, maybe there's just nobody who could really get Rose to warm up. We didn't get to see Rose's full potential here on Survivor Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she'll have another chance.
Yeah. Okay. The votes were along those tribal lines, that 5-4 split. And so predictably, it was going to be Rose. When it was coming down to Rose and Jin, you knew that 5th vote was coming for Rose.
Makes sense if Locke's the leader and he's leading the charge against Rose. And in season 2 of Lost, Rose is revealed to know that John Locke was in a wheelchair before the plane crash. And if Locke wants to save that story for a very emotional, moving final tribal council speech, he's got to get rid of Rose now so she can't spoil the whole deal. It's very Dawson
Jeff Kent and Dawson, I was about to say.
Yes. Okay.
Although Michael's last name is Dawson.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Is Michael Max or Sarah?
That's right.
Well, we'll see how naked he gets.
Let's see. Whoa. The adventure is not over for Rose. Okay?
That's true.
She's going to a place, would you call it a flash sideways, Josh?
Yeah, she's in the sideways island is where she is right now. She's in purgatory. She will every couple of days she'll have an opportunity
to get back in.
Okay, so Rose, Queen of the Sideways, is certainly still a possibility.
Okay, all right. Let's go to round 2 of play here. 8 members now on the Beach Tribe, and let's see what's going on over at the aforementioned beach. We have the Alliance of 5, which voted out Rose, and now the group of Boone, Claire, and Michael holding together, but only at a level 3 strength, Mike.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the three of them. They better hope that their strength. It seems like this is a very physically strong tribe, so hopefully that will carry through in challenges, because I would not be surprised. It's BrantSteele, anything can happen, but I would not be surprised if we start seeing these people get picked off the more they go to tribal.
Okay, let's go check out what's going on the Cave Tribe. We have over here that alliance of 4 and the other alliance of 4 with
same.
Walt.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
All right. Immunity challenge. No reward here. Let's go right to immunity. Who's going to Tribal Council number 2? And it looks that once again, the Cave Tribe is going to win reward and immunity, pillows, blankets, a hammock, and a mat for Sawyer and Reem and Jack and Charlie and the whole crew. They will not be going to Tribal Council number 2, and the Beach Tribe is going again, Mike.
Wow, do you think Sawyer was going to hoard all the rewards?
Yeah,
Probably.
I feel like Sawyer's got to really resist that impulse.
That's more of a Hurley move, right? To go put all the rewards off in his own treasure chest.
Well, he would catalog the rewards. He's responsible for that, and then he may have a secret stash somewhere. Sawyer would just nakedly steal the whole thing and
and then be like, you want a pillow? You got to come to me now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the other tribe and see what's going on leading up to Tribal Council. Maybe an immunity idol might get found. Okay. No one had the idol, but now Jin has the idol.
You know what? It was in the ocean. Jin spends a lot of time out there. This is what he netted up. He was able to open up a clamshell, and there it was.
He's going to hide it in his luxurious locks that he eventually gets by the end of season 5.
Yeah, it's just hiding it right in his hair.
Okay, so Jin has the idol, but meanwhile, the behavior of Claire, Mike, is becoming appreciated around camp. So good job, Claire.
So Claire had this idea of, look, we're not winning rewards. I'm going to walk around with an imaginary jar of peanut butter, and we're just all going to pretend to take a little scoop out of it. And that really lifted the tribe's spirits, probably where they needed it the most. Maybe this, bolsters Claire's position in the tribe enough to keep her around another couple days.
Yeah. Did anybody have to imaginary take their clothes off to get that peanut butter, Mike?
If only. Maybe that's safe for CBS All Access. ABC All Access.
ABC All Access. All right. Let's go and see what's going on over at the Cave Tribe. We know that Reem had the idol, and we have that same alliance going on there. A very strong alliance with Jack, Sawyer, Reem, and Sun.
Yeah, and Walt's just somewhere reading comic books, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Tribal Council. Tribal Council number 2 for the Beach Tribe. We know that there is that minority alliance. It's Boone, Claire, and Michael. Those are the 3 names that you would think that are on the hot seat tonight. Claire's behavior is appreciated, Mike. You thinking it's either Boone or Michael?
I'm thinking it's Boone. I think it's one of those things where you get rid of the troubled twosome of Rose and Boone, who were trying to perform some impromptu medical stuff going on the first day. They got rid of Rose. They said, let's just finish the job and take out Boone. Though we could see a Michael there as well. He is a construction guy, maybe building the shelter. He was a bit too overbearing, but I do think it's going to be one of the 2 of them.
Okay. Let's check out the votes. Jin has an idol. Don't expect it to be played here tonight. All right. Jin did not play his idol. First vote, Michael. Michael.
Man.
Michael.
Ooh.
Jin.
Wow.
Jin. Michael. The tribe has spoken. That's 5 votes for Michael, 3 votes for Jin.
Salt water coursing through Jin's veins to be
a minority alliance really does not like Jin. I guess, miscommunication.
Well,
maybe
he's the leader. They see him as the leader.
I think you're right though, Mike. I think it's just all of the communication issues. No one can tell if he's if they'll be able to keep a secret with him. They can't quite get the right information out of him. So they feel like eliminating Jin now is probably better for their game. Overall, if they're trying to break into that alliance of 5.
Michael will go to Redemption Island, the Flash sideways.
I guess it's a good thing he didn't kill anybody, right? Like Michael kept his hands to himself this whole time.
I thought he has immunity. I thought nothing can hurt him.
Well, there are no pillows for him to shoot through.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so he will join Rose on Redemption Island, first two people out of the game, and boy, Survivor Twitter is very is up in arms.
It's
as am I.
Good.
As
it's
am I. Not great. Not great. Bad job, everybody. Bad job, Survivor.
The Man of Faith tribe is really
bad job, BrantSteele.
I agree.
Okay. All right. So there we go. Held along those tribal lines. Let's go to episode number 3, and we will have Redemption Island here for the first time in this round. Okay. It is now a 9-7 advantage for the Cave Tribe, and let's see if there's any movement along these tribal lines. No. Boone and Claire are the only two people left to go up against this alliance that is 5 strong, Beach Tribe strong. Hugo, Jin, Kate, John, and Saeed, or Locke and Saeed.
Yeah, they're locked in.
Boone is like, he's got like fantasies of like being like the father to this unborn child. He thinks that like he's really like being very loyal by sticking to it. And Claire is just excited.
He's filling in the Charlie role.
She knows that she's the last target of that alliance, so she's ready for Boone.
Boone's going next if they go to Tribal Council. All right. Sure. Meanwhile, over at the Cave Tribe, we have this super strong alliance, Jack, Sawyer, Reem, and Son. And then there's the other alliance, appropriately named. The other alliance led by Ethan. with
oh God, that's not good.
With Charlie, Arts, and Shannon. But we get Redemption Island Duel coming up, Josh.
I think that Cave Tribe alliance with Jack, Reem, Sawyer, and Son, I feel like he must have given a really powerful live together, get voted out alone speech.
Yeah.
So like that's the glue that's keeping everybody together. Is Jack's just really bringing it this time.
Okay. Let's go to Redemption Island. Let's see how BrantSteele plays out a Redemption Island duel.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious to see how this was going to go. All right. Rose versus Michael. One will stay.
The match of the century.
All right. It's Rose versus Michael, and this will be a jailbreak competition, Mike.
Oh boy, the Survivor Twitter's going even crazier after this. Sure, the competition. I guess we'll see whose poll is longer and stronger between Rose and Michael.
All right. So, actually, no, I think I'm getting that confused with that was the first Redemption Island. So this is here. Competitors will place a wooden totem on the bottom of a pole, and at regular intervals, they will add another section of the pole, making it more unstable. Okay, so
even match.
Yeah, stacking up your totem here. Rose and Michael do battle, and we see Michael wins the duel and will remain on Redemption Island. Rose, put your buff into the fire.
It makes sense, right? I mean, Michael, he was one of the Whisperers. He can't move on even into the sideways. So it may just bear out that he is destined to be here on Sideways.
The bad news is Michael has to stay, and now the Whispers of Rose are going to be in his ear. Everyone who leaves the game is going to become a Whisper on Redemption Island.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What did Rose learn about her journey, Josh?
I shouldn't just trust people without checking their licenses to make sure that they are actually authorized to perform the surgery that they say they are about to perform.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Immunity Challenge from Redemption Island. And so let's see. Can the Beach Tribe, unlike what went on with who got the tracheotomy?
Rose.
Yeah. Can we stop the bleeding for the... for the Beach Tribe. Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. And we see here that in Immunity Challenge number 3, the Cave Tribe has won immunity and reward.
Oh, and they win chocolate, coffee, tea, milk, and cookies. Hurley has just pained expression on his face having to miss out on that.
All right, bad news for Boone here. Let's see if he can shake things up back at camp. Jin has the idol, but what's going on here with the Alliance of 5? There's maybe a schism, Mike. BrantSteele's reporting this is now a very weak alliance.
They found the little crack, and now they're going to wiggle into it. Yeah, I mean, I think this was sort of the last straw for Hurley. I think unfortunately, in that challenge. Locke said he was great at the grappling hook, but he kept impaling it into his legs no matter where he threw it. And Hurley was pissed off that he deprived them of the reward, and that's what's causing a little bit of a divide between the majority alliance.
Okay. All right. Maybe there's hope for Boone after all. Let's see. Back at the Cave Tribe. Okay. Reem has the idol. There's a super strong alliance, but Josh, now it is also a weak alliance. Bad news if they go to a tribal council versus the others alliance.
Well, that's because Sawyer conned everybody out of the chocolate and the milk and the cookies. And people are upset about that. And they know they need to stick together because the numbers are good. But Sawyer's pushing some boundaries here.
Yeah, I'm surprised so many alliances of 4, but I guess it's because Hurley's not on the other tribe, so he can't warn them about that number.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our tribal council number 3. All right, we have our beach tribe again, and it's
going to be a slam dunk, right? I mean, we know it's going to happen.
They were weakened. The big alliance was weakened right before we came to tribal council. So maybe a glimmer of hope for Boone.
Will Claire throw Boone under the Beechcraft? We shall see.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Everybody is going to vote. Jin does not play the idol. First vote, Hurley.
Oh.
Boone. 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 Hurley. Boone. The tribe has spoken. And Mike, it all comes crashing down on Boone.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm pretty sure he asked at this point, like, just let me die in the game. I don't think he realized that there is a redemption island. In that case, I guess he's a little bit like a vampire and that he will have another life in this game and he'll be returning at night.
Okay.
Did he bring a diary to the sideways?
Yeah, that was his luxury item.
Yeah.
He's going to crush fallen comrades if that comes around.
Man, bad move by Claire voting for Hurley.
Writing was on the wall.
She's been working so hard.
Writing was on the cave there, Josh.
Yeah, he was the candidate to go home.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be able to see that. So that's a bad move. Bad move all around by Claire.
Okay. All right. Everybody votes as you would expect here. Okay. Let's go to episode number 4 of Survivor Lost. Down to only 6 people. This is turning into a blowout, Mike.
Oceanic 6.
Beach Tribe's getting oolong tier, which is very surprising. I don't know. Maybe Kate's going to become the Stephanie LaGrossa.
Oh, maybe. That would be exciting. All right. Cave
Although
Tribe.
it's Juliet who dislocates her shoulder at one point. So. I do believe Kate helps her pop it back in, so Kate's got some experience.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on at the beaches to start off this episode. We talked about this alliance being very weak now. The big alliance, the locked-in alliance of 5, is down to only a level 3 strength. Maybe now with Claire being the only other person in the tribe, maybe there's a 2 or a 3 who's thinking like, hey, why are we going to vote out Claire? We like her. Let's vote out one of these other people from the alliance.
I will say Claire's social game is impeccable considering a 9 months pregnant woman stayed in a game of Survivor over 3 other people.
Yeah.
She's very focused. She's like Jeremy in Second Chance and like secretly playing for her kid, except everybody
Not
knows
so secret.
she's playing for her child.
Yeah. Is she keeping the pregnancy a secret, Josh?
If so, everyone is like, why?
She's not going to tell him. She's waiting till the final tribal council.
Every time, and she holds it in front of her stomach.
And everybody, they do not want to have the awkward moment and ask when she's due, just in case the 1 in a million chance that she's not actually pregnant. That would be very awkward and rude, right? You never ask a person if they're pregnant.
No, it's bad protocol.
When does the baby due? That is they have to say it first, Mike.
Yeah, listen, I
know that as a new dad.
Experienced that etiquette, yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Then let's see what's going on over at the Cave Tribe. Do we have a name for the Jack, Sawyer, Reem, and Son alliance?
I think it's the Vote Together, Die Alone.
Vote Together, Die Alone. Versus the Others alliance.
Walt is just now he's starting to like play a little bit of backgammon by himself. He's constructed an entire game, but nobody's playing with him.
Yeah. Okay. Over at Redemption Island. Okay. So let's see what's going on here, and we meet our 2 Redemption Island candidates.
Boone is relieved that he does not have to share the Sideways Island with Rose for any length of time because he knows he's in for like a lawsuit. It's not going to be good whenever they have to interact.
Lawsuit?
A lawsuit. Lawsuit. Okay. So it's Michael versus Boone here. And then it is going to be Michael winning the duel and remaining on Redemption Island.
Boone and Rose, the most awkward pre-jury trip imaginable.
Yeah, not since Jeremy and Natalie from David versus Goliath. I mean, the thing is, with these Redemption Island seasons, especially with the first two, the second person to go to Redemption Island was the lucky person, right? They went on a streak all the way until the merge. I think Michael has Christine Markowski / Matt Elrod upside.
Matt Elrod upside. Wow.
Christine Markowski.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wyatt Michael. I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and check in with Boone as he's leaving the game. Mike, did Boone learn anything about his journey?
I mean, he'll eventually, come about in the Sideways universe. He'll disappear for a while, but then he'll appear on Survivor social media, and people will be like, yeah, he isn't too bad. And he'll T-Bird will get him for the next Talking with T-Bird podcast, but he'll talk about a lot of details involving those early days on the Beach Tribe. But he's a fairly innocuous pre-merge boot who I think just got caught on the wrong side of the numbers, and they tried to staunch the bleeding, but unfortunately too much shrapnel in the Minority Alliance.
He shows up at every Survivor Lost reunion. He is ready to go back to the island at the drop of a hat or the drop of a beach.
The real Boone does?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get that. So, Josh, there's so much drama that unfolds over at Redemption Island and so many confrontations from people who are angry. I do wish that we could have incorporated Ben Linus as Henry Gale into the mix here so that maybe somebody could have outed him at the Redemption Island and called him by his given name, Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. Don't call him Benjamin.
Do not call me Benjamin. That's not the... Yeah. Don't call me that. I'm Henry Gale.
Yeah, go to the Chuck E. the Cheese station.
Yeah, get some pizza.
I love South Pacific.
Yeah, it's a good... we like that season more than, than some, I think.
Josh, too bad we couldn't have worked in a Papa Polar Bear. It's real.
I'm real. I'm happening.
The good news,
the smoke monster
Rob, is real. That it's real. It just happened.
Whatever happened, happened.
Listen, we have Sun and we do have Dawn, so I think it all waxes up.
Boone, he's a nice kid, but he's got to go.
He's got to leave.
Okay. All right, he's got to leave. All right. Here we are. Let's go. We have our immunity challenge here. All this excitement and talk about what's going on Redemption Island. Let's go to our immunity challenge number 4. Can the Beach Tribe finally win?
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, they can't. It's an absolute disaster. And what's worse is there's no tribe swaps.
Locke is slamming pots down a la Russell Swan, banging angrily.
Yes. Cannot believe it.
It's pandemonium here.
It should have worked.
It's pandemonium here as the Cave Tribe, which is still has a civil war brewing underneath it, but they're safe enough to keep their numbers afloat.
I mean, I think that Mike, not to out you, but these tribe splits are kind of unfair. You've got Sawyer, who is such a physical specimen, and so is Jack, and you forget that Ethan Rom has super powered strength as well.
Reem is scrappy, dude.
Reem is scrappy.
Scrappy dude.
Whoa. Scrappy dude.
No. Walt's like a telepath, so
yeah, you can do puzzles. Yeah.
And Arst is doing pretty well right now. He's on fire. So
Arst is the puzzle guy.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a stacked tribe.
Yeah, good chemistry for this tribe.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, all right. For Arst.
Okay, they also win another reward, 2 hens and a rooster.
Big Walty, he's eyeing him.
Manifested that.
Big Walty is going to let him go.
They flew into the window of the shelter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Increasingly big Walty has earned his sugar.
Let's see what's going on back at the beach. Okay, the Beach Tribe Alliance here is now a very weak alliance. Okay, they were already very weak. So I don't know how they're getting weaker. But
I don't know. I mean, I think
with another tribal council looming.
Yeah, and dwindling supplies is probably not helping either. Everyone's ready to come to each other's throats. Hurley's not telling anyone about his secret stash, which maybe he would have beforehand. Saeed's trying to get answers out of his alliance as to who they're voting for in any means possible. So I think if anyone's going to slip in and take this opportunity, it's going to be our social queen, Claire.
Okay. Let's see, back at the cave tribe. So Reem has her idol, but Arts is isolating himself from the rest of the tribe. Nobody wants to align with him.
Took long enough.
I think that him and Reem probably had some kind of blow up fight.
Dude, you know what? You can go and sleep in the ocean tonight. We've had it with you. Nobody wants to hear about your class and your chemistry experiments.
Well, it only makes sense because he started referring to himself as our dog. And I know Reem wasn't happy with that.
Unreal.
Dude, well, you and I, we are like oil and water, and I don't need to be a chemist to know how that mixes.
How to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Tribal Council. Tribal Council number 4. Another Tribal Council for the Beach Tribe. And they're down to just 6. Is it going to be Claire tonight, Mike?
I feel like it has to be. BrantSteele might surprise us, but the fact of the matter is this has been very straight down the line. No island cracking fault lines have appeared as of yet. You'd like to think that they're going to finish the job, especially Saeed, the hitman that he is.
Yes.
Take the final shot at Claire.
Yeah. Josh, could they vote out a pregnant woman?
I mean, they could, but it's going to be a bad look. But this is already a fairly grisly, grim season of Survivor, where this majority alliance does not seem to be giving much of a crap about the TV audience back home and the social media abuse they're going to sustain when they leave the island. So,
Josh, they're going to come up with a big lie in their chopper ride back to the States after they play Survivor as to what happened out on the island for their exit press.
Okay.
They're going to say that they're voting out Claire because it's like we were trying to do her a kindness.
Yes. She needed to go to Ponderosa. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Jin will play the Beach Tribe idol.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So
we're going to find out if he's reading their body language correctly, or if this was all just one big miscommunication.
Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Votes cast for Jin will not count. Let's see. Our first vote, Jin, does not count.
All right. We assume that's Claire's vote.
Claire. The tribe has spoken. 5 votes
Jin,
for Claire.
what'd you do with your idol?
What a control freak lunatic that he hears his name from the one person they're going to vote out. And then
he doesn't know what they're saying. No idea. He hears his name and he's like, I don't know. I got to do it. I got to put it now.
He has accrued a lot of votes in this season, Mike.
Yeah, he's the real Jonathan Penner of this season.
I'm going to play my idol here. I hear my name from the pregnant lady. All right. So Claire is off to join her entire alliance outside of the game. She will go face off against Michael at Redemption Island.
Oh boy, this should be a fun one.
Okay. All right. We know how everybody voted here. And so let's get to episode number 5. We're down to 5. The Locked In Alliance. They have never turned on each other, but that will be a different story, Josh, if they go to another tribal council.
Yeah, they're going to have to start looking inward. And I think after Jin just played that idol, he's looking fishy. For a bunch of reasons.
Do you think he got the fishy during any of these weeks?
No,
I
definitely.
would guess not.
He probably got usually it's from the tribe that goes to tribal council, so he probably got one along the way, maybe at the first tribal council.
I think it was that second one where he sat on the idol, and
the one where he found the idol. I think the second tribal council where I think he found the idol probably got the fishy. Okay, then. Meanwhile, over at the Cave Tribe, still 9 people strong. Let's see. Back at the beach. Let's see. Any movement? No. The Alliance of 5 is holding strong. No cracks yet. Pre-tribal.
I mean, they're going to have to realize that there's only 5 of them left, but we'll wait until they.
And they're absolutely going to tribal council again because this is just trying to. I mean, John's trying to tell me, have faith.
Yes.
Yes.
The island wanted us to go to tribal council.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Now, the Cave Tribe also gets to sit out their 4 weakest members every time. So this thing just keeps, snowballing and snowballing out of control. All right. So let's go to the Cave Tribe and see if there's anything. We talked about the Arts being on the outs.
So he's left the others. He's out of the others. Vote Together, Die Alone is still strong, but Dr. Arst has joined Walt reading comic books on the fringe.
Okay.
He's a real Juliet betraying the others.
Yeah. Yes. All right. let's check out what's going on over at Redemption Island. Redemption Island duel number 3. Michael is 2 for 2 so far. He's going to take on Claire.
Okay, so they're playing Samotion. The castaways have to drop a ball into a metal chute.
Yes, this is the Steven, JT, Aaron Final 3 challenge from Tokensheens.
Yeah, all right. And so let's see if Claire can find some inner strength from Aaron and see if that will propel her to a victory over Michael, or if Michael will just continue to kill it as he is wont to do.
Do you think the baby bump will get in the way of like putting the ball and then reaching over? Could be.
She has 2 extra hands, technically speaking.
So she's gonna do it like Quado from Total Recall. Open your mind, Quaid.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to work.
All right, let's see what's going to happen here. And Michael is on a hot streak. 3 in a row.
Murdering them.
Do you think when Michael got voted out, he changed his name to Kevin Johnson, and now he's become a challenge beast?
Maybe. All right, Claire.
You're right, though, Rob. He can't die.
He can't die.
The island's not done with him.
The island is not done with Michael yet. He is not done.
He's just spraying that C4, and it hasn't blown up in his face yet.
Yes, okay. Maybe Arts will be joining him on Redemption Island soon. Okay, Claire is out of the game. What did Claire learn here, Mike?
You know what? I think she learned that there's a lot you can do as a pregnant lady, but I think 2 does not go into 5.
Okay.
As I'm sure Jin Culpepper would tell you.
All right, let's go to immunity. Can the Beach Tribe stop the losing ways and be immune for just 1 round of voting? We will see that. No.
Wow.
No, they will not.
This is a slaughter.
And this is crazy because this is the pig challenge. This is the eat the pig challenge. This should be John Locke's thing. He's the pig guy. He's the boar hunter.
Yes. Remind me, how did the eat the pig challenge work?
You have to grab big hunks of pork with your mouth. You have to bite
from similar to the Amazon one.
Yeah, you've got Hurley there. You think that he could do some damage. You've got Locke, who's the hunter. He would know which are the heaviest hunks of meat to cut off. And no.
Well, what happened was, I believe before the challenge, Kate just went on and on about oral herpes, and that just sort of really unnerved the Beach Tribe from picking up the meat too much.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and then
she's a vegetarian, if I recall. So maybe she opted to not participate.
There are no worms for her to eat, unlike Kimmy Kappenberg.
And a reward for the Cave Tribe: vegetables, spices, bread, and the meat they collected. They're meat collectors.
This is a shock that Locke didn't take that. I'm very disappointed. In the Man of Faith.
Locke is looking for a sign at this point, Josh, that he's very disappointed.
He's on the wrong season. He should be on Edge of Extinction. That's where the sign's at.
All right, let's see what the Beach Tribe had to say after losing for the 5th straight time. Back at the beach, Kate has finally found the idol. Well, what took her so long?
Well, to be fair, there was a symbol that was in the form of a black horse, and that really scared her away at first, but she decided to finally find it, and that was the clue to get her to the idol.
Josh, the hidden immunity idol this season, it's this little tiny statue of the Virgin Mary.
That's right, yeah. And what the survivors don't know is if they break open the immunity idol,
you see a different horse.
Yes, there's a different horse. The white horse awaits you.
Yeah. Okay. Kate has found the idol. Meanwhile, what's going on here with Saeed? The behavior of Saeed is rubbing people the wrong way. Is he torturing people again, Mike?
Yeah. It's so strange, though. Saeed took a dip in the ocean, and then when he came out, it almost looked like he was a different person. Like he was staring very blankly. He was behaving very irrationally. It's like he's a completely different man.
He's been corrupted. He's got the sickness. He's been corrupted by the smoke monster.
Saeed, could he declare himself a free agent a la Ozzy for his hair's sake, Mike?
I think so. I think Saeed is enough of an asset that they would want to keep him around. Though I guess who is the Elise Umamoto in this scenario? Was it Claire?
This could be. It could be that Saeed wants them to send me to the sideways. I'll deal with Michael. Maybe he thinks
I'll do a good acting job.
Yeah, maybe he thinks that he could go there and he could just interrogate Michael and then take over.
They have unfinished business from earlier in the season. Okay, let's go to the Cave Tribe and see what's going on. So Reem has the idol, but what else is going on with Reem? Nope. Her behavior is appreciated. Reem is on such a run here this season.
They're like, you know what, Reem? We all know each other, and we've got baggage in history.
It's fine.
You're great.
Dude.
Reem has seen every episode of Lost, so she's just like asking them all these questions, and they're so thrilled to answer because she has like actually insightful questions they've never heard before. She understands it wasn't purgatory the whole time.
She gets it. Okay. Yeah, Tribal Council number 5. Somebody from the Alliance of 5 is going home. Any guesses? Is it Saeed?
I mean, it could be Saeed. It could be perennial target Jin, who does not have an idol. I wonder if Kate's also going to get trigger happy, or if she's going to take the clip out of the gun and put it in a Halliburton case.
Yes.
I would say any one of those three. I think Hurley and Locke are pretty safe at the moment.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and check out the votes. Okay. First vote. Kate does not play her idol either here at this Tribal Council. First vote is going to come in, and it is a vote for Kate. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
It counts. Kate. Count it. 2 votes, Kate. Locke.
Oh, he should have got that pig.
Kate. The tribe has spoken.
Whoa,
Kate goes home with an idol in her pocket, Mike.
Can we break down what Kate did?
What Kate did was biff it. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Oh, my God. Kate, who's been the MVP on Down the Hatch so far.
Wow.
She's going back to the Peach Man, Ray Mullins.
Well, what I think it is that, Kate was someone who put up a lot of barriers before coming to the island. I think she learned over the course of Lost to let those walls down. I can only assume the traumatic process of going to tribal again and again just had her put too much trust in these people. Now, as a result, they put her in a net. And, unfortunately, they caught her when she was the most unsafe, when she should have arguably been the most safe.
Yeah.
She got caught
Josh,
in a net.
What's going on here? Boys Club here? Why single out Kate out of the 5?
I think
she was like the Sophie of the group. Is that what's going on?
No, Saeed is the human lie detector man, and he sensed that she had an idol, and he said to the other guys, he said, "I believe Kate has an idol," and so she didn't say anything. This is the time. You got to get rid of her now.
There's a conversation in Tabula Rasa where
Tabulator
Kate
Rasa.
Exactly.
I believe it's taboo later, Rasa.
And Jack asks, when he finds out about Kate's criminal aspect, she relays information to him, and he goes, "Anything else?" And she doesn't say anything. I wonder if they found out that Kate had the idol, but she didn't, relay that information to them, and as a result, they felt she couldn't be trusted.
Okay,
it's a good point. It's a good point. And Kate is out. Kate's got a shot at redemption at the sideways, but she's got to go up against Challenge Beast Michael.
Could be Michael's toughest test yet. Okay. Let's go to episode number 6. Look at this Beach Tribe, down to only 4. Mike, this could turn into maybe a Samoa-esque season.
Oh my God! I guess is Locke the Russell Hands?
Yeah, he definitely is.
Lack of hair.
As long as we keep our 4 together, that we will have faith.
These others are so dumb.
I'm the best. I'm the best leader ever.
I am the candidate. I will lead this island.
Give me that little
smoke monster answers to me.
Look at Sawyer over there with his flat iron hair and little drawn-on beard.
Look at Jack's father with his little bee hat on.
I don't even like the Boston Red Sox.
All right.
Wow, yeah. Russell getting trapped and interrogated by Ben Linus and realizing that Ben Linus is telling the truth by the Boston Red Sox would be incredible television.
Okay.
Next time we do this, Russell Hand says Ben Linus for sure.
Yeah, okay. All right. At the Beach Tribe, the 4 that is voted together, the locked-in 4, they...
They're going
not
nowhere.
going anywhere.
Yeah.
Not split to a 2 and 2.
They're stuck.
Okay. Meanwhile, at the other tribe, we have our live together, vote together, get voted out alone. Then the others alliance minus Arts, so 4-3 split with 2 stragglers over there on the Cave Tribe. Let's go to Redemption Island duel between Michael and Kate. All right.
Shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard. Okay. Any advantage here for either of these competitors, Mike?
I don't know how many old people has either one of them hung out with recently.
Yeah.
I guess Kate had the aforementioned Ray Mullen, so maybe she has an advantage.
I mean, did they have shuffleboard on the freighter that Michael was on that time?
That could be it.
I don't know how much Kimi loved shuffleboard.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Michael stays hot. The island is not done with him yet.
They're done with Kate. Kate was not a candidate, so Kate, you get to run on off to Ponderosa or wherever you'd like to go next.
Yeah. The biggest lost principle that we've lost so far, Josh.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm shocked to see Kate go pre-merge. I thought that she would have made a really deep run here.
Well, to be fair, she can now say, I saved you an idol.
I guess. Like, I saved you an idol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
We're not concerned that maybe the original reason why she had to get voted out. That did anybody think that she was Delilah here as the fifth boot?
Yes, that was John Locke's nephew, the undercover cop on the pot farm with him.
Delilah, gotta vote her out. Can't look at her. Maybe was that Jin was concerned that he might have impure thoughts as a married man, that he got
that shot of him in the bushes peeking through.
that's Kate is Delilah. She needs to go. All right, Mike, does Kate have any big takeaways from her experience?
I mean, her takeaway is to run away.
Run away.
I think at this point.
Yeah,
I think she realized that, you know what, I had a good life here, but maybe these people don't, maybe I don't need these people. And so, she packed up with several pseudonyms, several nicknames, and she's off on her own now.
Okay.
Man, I'm very nervous for the Beach Tribe. I love this crew. I don't want to lose any more of these people. This is the good tribe, and it's down to 4. Maybe 4 is the lucky number, right? Like, that's a lucky number on
Listen,
Lost.
if Saeed's our Ozzy made it back with only 4 people in his original season, so maybe that comparison.
This is like the FOA 4 coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Immunity Challenge number 6.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
And for the very first time this season, the group of 4 somehow assembled a wheelbarrow and then pushed the wheelbarrow around a series of obstacles.
Locke was in the wheelbarrow.
Just like old times. Classic.
Okay.
Well, listen, if Hurley could fix up an old Dharma van, I think it makes sense that he can make the wheelbarrow happen.
Yeah. Then they had to shoot coconuts with a slingshot, and I think that was right in Saeed's wheelhouse.
Oh,
wow. God. Okay, so this is happening now. These 4, for the first time, are not going to tribal council, and instead, one of the 9 members of the Cave Tribe is going to be joining Michael out there on Redemption Island.
Yeah, they'll also enjoy a picnic today. Okay, let's go back to the beach and see what's happening.
Oh, another idol's out there.
Hurley has it.
Ooh, yeah!
Hurley with an idol.
I like that. I mean, the idol's been cursed so far, and I don't know if Hurley's the guy to reverse the curse.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I also realize how much I want Hurley and Reem to meet, considering just the dude universe will collapse in on itself.
Yeah, the universe. Yeah. Also, the behavior of Hurley is also being appreciated around the camp. So
how could it not be?
Good omen for
everybody
Hurley.
Loves Hugo.
He's getting a fishy this week for sure. All right. Let's check out what's going on at the Cave Tribe. Will they self-destruct? Will they implode if they go to a tribal council here?
They've been so steady. They've been been crushing the game.
Boom go the dynamite for the Cave Tribe.
Does that mean Ars is going?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he did isolate himself recently, didn't he?
Let's check out what's going on here. Jack and Arts have a little fight. Minor fight.
I mean, I think that's just a drop in the bucket when it comes to Arts. I'm assuming he gets into minor fights every day about minutia around camp. But the unfortunate thing is he's been, guarded by safety.
Yeah.
And now he has the opportunity for people to write his name down because of this.
Could go home unanimously, Arts here.
I feel like that's a likely result.
Let's go to tribal council. We have to see if Reem should not play her idol here. She is golden.
She's a front runner.
She's golden, but she doesn't know what to do at tribal council. She's only been the one.
The other side.
Okay. All right. Let's check out what is going on here. Everybody votes. Reem does not play the Cave Tribe Idol. 9 votes here in total. Let's see how many come up for Arts. 1 vote, Jack.
Wow.
Arts. 2nd vote for Jack. Jack.
Ooh.
Arts. That's 3 votes, Jack. 2 votes, Arts. Arts. Jack.
Oh.
We are tied. 4 votes, Jack. 4 votes, Arts. 1 vote left.
Oh, is this Walt? Is Walt the swing?
The first person voted out of the Cave Tribe is Arts.
Yeah, of course.
5
You
to
would
4.
hope that Walt would get along with his fellow outlier, but I guess he didn't see it. He didn't see a father figure in Arts, and so he decided to handle him not so tenderly. And
Okay.
so Arts blew his way out.
Or maybe he thought like he could only have one dad on this island, so he had to send father figure Ars to do battle with actual dad Michael, and only one will emerge.
All right. Let's look at how the votes went. It looks like the Others Alliance voted all for Jack with then the
And
Vote
Walt was the
Together
swing.
get voted out alone, voted for Arts, and then I don't think it can be underestimated the relationship between Reem and Walt that was established early on. That was that maybe that as Walt has gone from a kid on his way to being a full-grown adult, maybe he reminds her of Keith from her season, of
I
the
see.
teenager, young
he was
19-year-old,
he began
Come
this
on,
game.
God, come on, God.
He began this game as a boy of science. Now he has become a man of science.
Who voted out the science teacher?
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
it makes
All right.
sense.
Arts is out, and much like Keith and Reem, the close relationship. That's like what's developing here with Walt and Reem.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see. Let's see. Arts is somebody who I think is very tactical. Maybe if there's a puzzle challenge, he could, outfox Michael here. But you gotta feel.
But you're not gonna outfox Matthew, so don't even try.
Okay, let's go to the next episode of the show. All right, we're at episode number 7. The numbers get a little bit closer here. 4 people
4 and
on the
8.
Beach Tribe.
It's 4 versus 8. It's destiny.
We could stop the season here, I think.
Do not mistake coincidence for fate.
All right, 4 versus 8. Meanwhile, on the Beach Tribe, holding strong. 4.
Yeah, they got it. They've been through a lot together.
Yeah,
A lock?
the locked in 4.
Yeah.
There's it's Hurley, Jin, Locke, and Saeed. Meanwhile, then we have the Vote Together, Get Voted Out Alone Alliance still there. And then the Others Alliance, and then Walt. Almost a 4-4-4 between these 3 tribes. If only Walt would join the
Walt's
Others
gonna
Alliance.
he could be the spoiler, especially if Michael comes back into the game. Who knows what's going to happen
Okay.
there?
We've got a Michael versus Arts showdown coming up on Redemption Island.
2 men who have both exploded. So let's see who can hold it together
Okay.
this time.
This time, create planks to build a bridge. And once the bridge is built, take it apart and use the planks to solve a puzzle. Sounds like it's in Art's wheelhouse, but let's see what happens. Michael can't stop him. Island
Can't
is
stop
not done
So
with him yet.
Arts unties the buff that he made into a little ascot, and he throws it into the fire before leaving.
And then the fire explodes.
Yeah, the Survivor buff has never been rocked so fashionably since Bob Crowley. Dr. Arst is wearing that.
Okay. Any other final thoughts from Arts?
No, other than he would correct you. It's Arst, and he takes special exception when people don't pronounce his name.
I wonder that's why he ostracized himself. Is
I
because
think
we were
so.
like,
Yeah.
Dude, arts and
Dude,
crafts,
Arts,
whatever.
And you
Arts,
know they all
Artist.
misspelled his name in the ballot.
Yeah, he does a 2 B's type of thing.
Yeah, it's a very upsetting departure for Arst, who is leaving the
Departs.
game, not unlike Randy Bailey leaving Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah,
He'll
he
be
threw
there
his
at
buff
Ponderosa.
right in the fire angrily. All right.
I'll buy you a beer.
Okay.
A
So
beer.
at the loser hatch. Okay.
Yeah, at the loser
Loser station.
Loser station.
Okay.
Buy you a beer.
Let's go to our immunity challenge number 7. Can the Beach Tribe stay hot?
Obviously they can not.
Cannot. Okay.
Oh.
Now this is, I believe that this is the challenge that that Cochran couldn't get the rope untied and then really blew it, where Ozzy was really mad at him, right?
Yeah, I
and,
think
and
that's
also, I mean, listen, they have an advantage. This is a reward to see Jack and Jill. The name's right there.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. is that right? That they're gonna go to the movies for this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
they're
the one
gonna
where
go
they
ahead.
had to pair off and dress up like twins, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I remember that part. I forgot that this was the Jack and
But
Jill
they-
reward.
To be fair, they thought they were going to see Jack and Jill, but they actually go to see just a bunch of orientation Dharma videos by Marvin Candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who was the person that was most not amused like Sophie?
Oh yeah. Well, what did Reem think of the movie?
Dude, that movie stunk. It was not good.
It was fine.
How did he play himself and his sister? Dude, I like Marvin Candle, but this is not
And what's his
good.
name anyway? Is it
This
Mark
movie was
Wickman
lame.
or Marvin
All right.
Candle or
I-
Pierre
I-
Chang? Just
I
pick
do-
one,
I
dude.
feel like this universe we created now where Marvin Candle stars in his own takes on popular films.
Okay.
I'm a big Adam Sandler fan.
All right, let's go and check out what's going on at the Beach Tribe before they have to vote out one of the locked in four. They've come this far, but somebody's going home tonight, or somebody's going to the Flash Sideways.
Michael Island, basically.
Okay. Hurley has the idol. Jin and Hurley have a minor fight. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Well, I think Jim maybe found out that Hurley had the idol. I think he's trying to warn him about the consequences of holding one. Again, miscommunications erupt. We know that Jin sort of has a very abrupt tone, so I can imagine this is not going to do too well when you're arguing with the person who has an idol.
Okay. All right. Let's check out what's going on at the Cave Tribe. Okay. No news. Reem just has the idol. Okay.
No news is good news.
All right. Let's go to Tribal Council number 7. Somebody here. Now, Josh, is it possible, much like Ozzy concocted at this same round of voting, is somebody going to request to be voted out to go take out Michael? If Michael comes back, he's going to be a number for the other group.
Yeah, they know that they need to get rid of Michael, and that they as a unit, if they can stay 4 strong, then they enter the merge potentially in a really good situation where they could link up with the 3 others, maybe bring Walt into the mix. This actually, coming into the merge, it's pretty dicey. Like, it could be bad for the vote together, die alone
Right.
line.
It's possible because you think Michael would pick up Walt immediately. He'd be a number against them. So
whatever
their
happens
goose
here.
is cooked. They need Michael gone. They've got a shot at Walt if maybe they can get rid of Michael.
Absolutely.
If
All
there's
right.
anyone to hatch crazy plans, it's going to be John Locke.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
You can imagine John Locke being like,
Send
it's my
me.
destiny.
Yeah,
It's my
send
destiny to go."
me. That I need you to kill me to take me to the other side so I can stop Michael.
Yeah.
Give me that garden hose.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Tribal Council number 7 coming up. All right. Hurley is playing the idol on Saeed. What?
Hurley, I know you were charitable, but that is crazy.
I
Yeah.
was like, dude, I meant to shoot you with a tranquilizer dart, not play an idol on you.
Yes.
This
Did
is a mistake.
Saeed tell everybody vote me out tonight? And Hurley's like, I can't do it.
That might be it. Yeah, like he can't see. He's bonded too closely with Saeed since the days of the Oceanic 6.
Well, I was going to say, let's remember how, verklempt Hurley was after Saeed's death, that I can imagine he was doing a similar cry session by the beach at the thought of him going to redemption.
Yeah, he can't see him go again.
Okay. Let's go ahead and check out the votes. First vote, Saeed does not count.
Wow, Hurley with great intuition.
Saeed does not count.
Wow.
Saeed does not count.
Oh, this is the vote.
So Hurley knew all the votes were going, but then, or he voted for Saeed and then played the idol because Saeed can't vote for himself. John Locke is going to go take on Michael.
I think that this was a Locke job. I think like they all voted, and then Locke, after they had all voted, they had like all agreed to send Saeed, and then Locke was like, you know what? No. Hurley, play your idol on Saeed. We can't take back the vote, but we can correct it. It's my destiny to go.
Okay.
So Locke is putting on his
jumped in
Ozzy
front of the
Lutz
bullet. Yeah.
Yes.
All
And
right.
he says, "Don't tell me what I can't do."
Don't
Play that
tell me
idol
what
on
I
Saeed.
can't do.
Yes.
All right. Well, Locke and Michael are coming in for a showdown. One of them is coming
good.
back into the game at the merge.
Michael hates Locke too. This is like this really is Christine Markowski going up against Coach is what this would be like.
Okay. Let's go ahead and then set things up as we are headed towards the big merge of Survivor Lost. All right. So that's where we're at. Episode number 8. We'll have our merge. Somebody's coming back into the game. A lot of stuff going on here at the final 11, soon to be a final 12. But first, we want to thank our sponsor who's going to put together the big merge feast. Now, a lot of these Survivor players, I'm sure, are unhappy with their edit so far. Some of them have gotten no screen time, no stories, probably like an Ethan Rom. So you might even say some of them are getting the purple edit, but if they're lucky, all of them are going to be getting a purple mattress because Purple Mattress is our sponsor here of the Survivor Merge. And I'll tell you, any of these survivors would be thrilled to get in a good night's sleep on a purple mattress because your attitude after you've had a great night of sleep is so much different than a night where you're tossing and turning all night long. And if you're struggling to get a good night's sleep, you got to try a purple mattress. The founders of Purple are two brothers, much like Jacob and the Man in Black.
I hope they get along better than that.
Oh, definitely, because listen to this. They have been developing cushioning technology for 30 years on things like medical beds and, get this, wheelchairs. Ask John Locke all about that.
Good omen.
Yeah. So the Purple mattress is different than anything else you've ever experienced because it uses a brand new material developed by an actual rocket scientist, not arts. That it's not like the memory foam that you're used to. The Purple material feels unique because it's both firm and soft at the same time. So it keeps everything supported while still feeling comfortable. Plus, it's breathable, so it sleeps cool as well. It ends up giving you a zero gravity-like feel in any sleeping position. So try for 100 nights risk-free. That's like the people on Lost. They tried the island for about 100 nights, right, Josh?
I think it's something like
that.
Some of them for like years, but
yeah, if you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund, backed by a 10-year warranty, free shipping and returns, free in-home setup, and old mattress removal. You're gonna love Purple, and right now, our listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. That's in addition to the great free gifts that they're offering site-wide. Just text the word ROB to 84888. Those are great numbers for this also. The only way to get that free pillow is to text the word ROB to 84888. That's ROB to 84888. Message and data rates may apply for the Purple mattress. Okay, let's go ahead. Our Redemption Island showdown is here. Michael versus Locke. One of them will get back into the game. This is the jailbreak, Mike.
Yes, this is the longer and stronger pull contest. Now, Michael has, precedent as his advantage, but Locke, as we know, is probably one of the biggest Lost characters full of endurance, considering how much he's had to drag himself around with broken legs myriad times over the course of the series.
Right.
So I'm going to call this a wash at this point. I'm not sure at this point.
Josh, good omen that the challenge is literally grab keys to open a lock.
Yeah, I was just going to say that with a name like Locke, jailbreak should be locked up for Mr. John.
All right. The person who wins the competition and returning to the game, it's Michael. Michael slays his demons, takes out Locke. Locke's plan did not work, Mike.
No!
I can't believe it.
Of course, Locke looks at everyone in his tribe and said, "I was wrong," as the shelter just comes hurling at him. The good news is Michael's reunited with his son just on the brink of a merge. The bad news is we lost.
Everything else is the bad news. We lose
lost
Locke in the pre-merge? Are you kidding
Technically,
me?
he got to, the merge episode.
He's up.
Yeah.
Particularly brutal pre-merge. We lost him and Kate in the pre-merge.
I guess, much like the actual Lost, even though Terry O'Quinn remains on the show, he's the Man in Black. He's a new character. John Locke does not survive to the final season of Lost. So guess it tracks that he's going to die right at the gate, literally, as he is jailbroken.
Also, we should mention Richard Alpert is definitively the host of this, right?
Yeah, that's a good call.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Michael is coming back into the game here at the final 12. Okay.
Man, and I like Michael more than most, but this is now souring me on Michael Dawson.
The island was not done with him. He has a story to fulfill.
Unless he gets Elrodded and sent right back there.
That would be great.
Yeah, that's his home.
Go back to your home.
All right. For John Locke, did he learn anything, Mike? Or he never does?
I mean, I think maybe he learns to maybe every gamble that he takes will not necessarily pay off for him, and that the island has a purpose for everyone, but only one person is meant to win. 17 others are meant to lose.
All right.
I mean, maybe I believe his final words were, "I don't understand." So perhaps he didn't learn much.
All right. Here's our tribe of 12. We have 8 people from the original Cave tribe and then 4 people from the original Beach tribe, which includes Michael, who was voted out of the game on day 6 and went on a run all the way through Redemption Island, the flash sideways to get back into... He had to go back. All right. Let's talk about alliances that are happening here. And this should be a little less complicated than a lot of the other BrantSteeles that we do because of no swap. But maybe let's see what BrantSteele is kicking out here. Okay, we have the alliance of 3. The 3 people that were remaining from the original Beach tribe. That is Hurley, Jin, and Saeed. We have the vote together, get voted out alone alliance. Jack, Reem, Sawyer, and Sun. Then we have the others, which is Charlie, Ethan, Rom, and Shannon. Shannon, very purple Shannon here so far as well. Purple Charlie too. And then Michael, I guess, is loosely tied to the original Beach tribe, number 4. And then the greater group of the Cave Alliance is 8 strong.
All right, so it's kind of straightforward dynamics.
Very straightforward. Easy for podcasting. Let's see what happens at our first immunity challenge. Okay. It's going to be Jin with immunity. So maybe being around Sun that he has 1 immunity here.
Yes, and for now, he's going to reunite his wife and not die this time.
Oh, there's 2 people who win immunity.
Oh, wait, hold on. And Shannon, yes.
And Shannon. Purple Shannon. She finally has
she has Chelsea from Ghost Island upside.
Yeah. Do they have a nickname for Shannon like Shambo, Mike?
Shanbo.
Yeah.
Shanbo or Shanford, because her last name is Rutherford.
Yeah. Okay.
And then her alliance with Walt is called Shanford and Son.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our tribe events of what's going on back at the beach. Okay, Reem has the merged tribe name is the Hatch tribe. That's in honor of the place where Desmond lives or the great first survivor?
Neither. It's the Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
All right. R.I.P.
All right. So Reem has an idol, but the behavior of Jin is becoming appreciated. I think that's where it was going, Josh.
No, for me as well. I mean, I'm sure that Sun is hyping up Jin. Now that they're together, Jin can actually communicate with people. So maybe people are now finally understanding what Jin is all about.
Yeah.
Well, plus I think that the people on the Caves tribe do not have easy access to the ocean, so they're not used to getting a fresh supply of fish. And I'm assuming once Jin did that, it was coming down from God itself.
Okay. Here we are. Final 12. Mikey, are we headed towards a pagonging here?
I mean, it's looking pretty bad for the other Beach tribe members. They could very easily all turn back on Michael and send him right back out the door to Redemption Island.
That's the easy vote. I think that's an easy vote for...
Yeah, Hurley or Saeed might be another easy contender. Or the schisms that developed for a little bit in the old cave tribe could come about. Maybe we get Charlie, Ethan, and Shannon trying to, drum up something with the other beach tribe members. There's some directions to go. As always, the merge vote, one of the most important votes of the season, even BrantSteele.
Okay. Let's see what's going on here at the first vote. And we have Reem not playing her idol. First vote, Saeed.
Oh.
Saeed, that's 2 votes for Saeed of the original beach tribe. Jack. Jack. 2 votes Saeed, 2 votes Jack. Saeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saeed. Jack. That's 5 votes Saeed, 3 votes Jack. That's a 4th vote for Jack.
3 votes left.
Jack.
What?
Jack, the tribe has spoken. Epic blindside.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I mean, these guys have nerves of steel. They're pouring out like angel hair pasta to get rid of the leader, probably one of the biggest figures of the entire pre-merge. They felt like this was the time to get rid of him.
Jack had said, if we don't vote together, we're going to die alone too many times that they had to vote him out. They were sick of it. So now he's on Redemption Island by himself with his crazy flash forward beard and a drinking habit. That's no good.
Yes. There were some cracks. Jack told everybody he could fix them, but no, he was not able to. Let's see how everybody voted. Let's see how this group of 7 came together. So the others were in on this. Charlie, Ethan, Shannon, presumably they were in on voting out.
Classic other job. This is the others saw the men of faith that Locke left behind and decided to link up with those guys. Michael forgave the original Blindside. He and Walt did not vote together. Walt. I think
they're trying to keep the relationship on the down low so nobody suspects anything.
I think Walt has found a new home in Reem Daly, his new mother figure. He had so recently lost his mom that Reem is playing that part. And so he voted with Jack and Sun and Reem and Sawyer. Sawyer even voted for Saeed. Didn't even get a chance to take a shot at Jack. Shades of BVW1.
Well, that we had basically these 3 different groups, these 3 voting blocks coming into this tribal council, where we had the locked in 3 from the old beach tribe, and then they hooked up with the others. That's how they got their majority here. Michael ended up going back with his old tribe mates, taking the lock role. So that's how they got to 7, and they took out the most powerful alliance in the game, the vote together, get voted out alone alliance.
Wow. Do we think that, speaking of that note of Michael and Locke, do we think Michael came back and proclaimed that he was now going to be the new savior of this alliance, that the island had now imbued him? He had to take down Locke. There could only be one.
Maybe.
It's possible that whoever returned from the Sideways Island was actually the smoke monster. What if Michael's not even Michael at all?
We don't know. Now, Jack, again, is not out of the game. We'll restart Redemption Island. He will face whoever gets voted out next in the next duel. But very exciting first vote after the merge.
He's going to be very devoted. He's very dedicated he has to go back. So he's going to be fighting tooth and nail.
Okay.
To win his way
All right.
back
We're at the final 11. Let's see what the new alliances are looking like. Was it just a one-time thing to vote out Jack? We'll see. We have the original Beach Tribe 3. We have now do we need to rename the vote together, get voted out alone alliance of Reem, Sun, and Sawyer?
I don't know. I think we can just keep it. Let's just keep it for now.
All right. Then we have
Tiger don't change its stripes.
Yeah, the others, those 3 are still together, and then the original Beach Tribe, which is the locked-in 3 plus Michael, and then we have the original Cave Dwellers. They are 7 strong, but they did not vote together at the last vote. Who's going to have individual immunity in this round? It is Sawyer. And boy, that is huge for him after Jack, his alliance mate, Josh, got voted out at the last tribal council.
Sawyer stepped up to this challenge. He put those flowing locks up into a man bun. And he is ready to be Jimmy Amazing out here.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And I believe this is the one where you have to carry a bunch of coconut water in your mouth and spit it into a tube. And I feel like Sawyer's probably done that once.
He's been hoarding coconut water this whole game. So this regular coconut bandit was ready to roll.
Yeah. Was this like when they wanted to vote out Jim Rice and he won immunity, they voted out Ozzy?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Is that what happened here? Okay. All right. Then let's go back to the beach to see what's happening. Okay. We have, of course, Reem still has her idol. Meanwhile, we see a bond between Jin and Saeed, original members of the beach locked-in alliance, Mike. They're getting back on the same page.
I think they finally figured out how to speak the same language, metaphorically speaking, and I think now Jin sort of realizes exactly what's been going on, and he says, okay, I'm in.
Yeah,
sure, I'll vote with you guys.
They have some momentum, and maybe, Mike, this could be the Samoa-esque. They might be out without their Russell Hantz stand-in, but could the original Beach Four, if they stayed strong, now if they can split up the Cave Alliance and use the others to vote out the rest of the people from the vote together, get voted out alone group, then they could vote out the others three, and then they would be the final four of the game.
Well, it would depend on, they could face a 4-4 scenario, in which case Michael might need to be like, hey, son, come on over and vote with us. But yeah. I'm feeling good in, Jin-san and, I don't know, Saeed as Mick Trimming and the rest of these other 4-4-4 comparisons.
Okay.
Don't you dare insult Saeed like that.
Yeah, Saeed's quite the opposite of feckless.
Okay. Let's go to our tribal council, second tribal council after the merge. All right. We have 11 people voting, only one idol in play, correct? Just Reem's idol. Nobody else has an idol.
She might need to play it, though, considering she was in the minority last time.
Yeah, and Sawyer immune.
Yeah.
This might not be a bad spot for Reem to play the idol. Okay. All right. Reem did not play the idol.
All right.
Let's see what's going on. First vote is for Michael.
Okay.
Saeed. That's one vote Michael, one vote Saeed.
The K people might have come back together.
Saeed. Michael. We're tied. 2-2. Saeed. Michael. It's 3-3. Michael.
Ooh.
Michael. That's 5 votes for Michael. 3 votes for Saeed. Saeed. We're tied again. The second player voted out after the merge. It's Michael. He's going back to the Flash Sideways. He's going back to Redemption Island.
Oh my God. Yeah. He's got Matt Elrodded, but by a stay of execution by 1 vote.
I do wonder we'll see how the votes broke down. It is weird that it's 6-5, considering I don't know if that's exactly down tribal lines, but I wonder if the Cave people were like, okay, we all agree that Jack was the problem. Let's all come back together, stay Cave strong.
Yeah, he was the biggest threat at the merge. So the others, they voted for Michael here. Then it looks like that his beach people turned on him as well.
Yeah, the locked in 3. I think that locked in 3 plus the others, they're staying strong with each other.
Yeah, and they said, let's get rid of let's get rid of Michael.
Cut the rogue element.
Meanwhile,
that guy's killed people.
Sawyer, Jin. Sawyer voted for Saeed, so it's that's
payback for the time he stuck bamboo in his
live
nails.
together, get voted out alone. They came for Saeed, and they picked up Michael in this round, who was voting for Saeed,
and I believe Walt voted for Saeed as well.
Yeah, so at least Michael
he couldn't vote for his father.
Yeah, Michael and Walt got back together on they were on the same page on this
bridge
vote.
Too far.
Sierra did what Walt could not.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I think that's what happened. I think that it was the Reem, Sawyer, and Son group that they ended up picking up another son in Walt, and then Michael, a son and a father, but it wasn't enough.
No. And now Son is in danger. She's on the wrong side of the numbers right now.
So she does have Jin, I guess, on the other side. But yeah, I guess the others.
Bad for Quantica.
the others might have the most power here in terms of like they seem to be the most moldable voting block that's really taking a hold of the game right now.
Yeah, they were laid in the weeds, Mike, and they're very sneaky. Don't underestimate them. All right.
They got dirty clothes on.
All right, this is a 2-part episode. This one, so we saw in the first part of the episode where Michael just went home. He'll go to Redemption Island for a face-off. Actually, well, we actually have
developing the Trulls, right?
Yeah.
We're in Trull
We might
territory.
be in Trull territory. So yeah, so no Redemption Island here for. So we'll have a 3-way face-off in the next round. Okay, all right. So hold tight, Michael and Jack, because somebody else is coming to Redemption Island with you. All right. So
I think all the alliances look like they're just about the same.
just about the same. Nothing new to see here. We'll keep you posted when something changes. All right. We have our another new immunity winner, Bo Diddley. Did Dawn Meehan win this one, Josh?
Did she win the yeah, I think
it's
that
like
that
standing
sounds right.
with the bow. Yeah.
And I think this is the one where they also had the opportunity to sit out for food as well, which would be an interesting choice amongst these catchaways.
Yeah. Okay. So in this round,
Ethan just tied this one up. He just strung it up by the neck and was able to win this immunity.
Okay. All right. Back at the beach before Tribal Council.
If you do not let me win immunity, I will kill one of them.
Okay. Jin has found the merge idol.
Wow.
He's back at it.
idols.
And meanwhile, Reem has isolated herself from the rest of the tribe. This has been a lot for Reem that Jack got voted out, who was one of her tightest allies. Then she had that close relationship with Walt. She was probably integral with like, hey, Michael, come on, vote with us. And now he goes home, and now it's getting to Reem.
Oh, man. I mean, she's had an excellent run so far. So, look, you can't be mad at whatever happens with Reem at this
Yeah,
point.
who do you think is at the direction of Reem's fury? I guess would it be like a Charlie or an Ethan?
Yeah, I think so. Where they were trying to vote against, they put their votes on Saeed. So I think that I don't know if they thought they had the numbers of the cave people. It's like, hey, let's just pagong these people. This is so easy. What are you guys doing? Like, oh no, we're going after you guys. Like, dude, we got the numbers. We just had to vote them out.
Yeah.
No,
God.
It's like this is not complicated. Now they're gonna win. Okay.
Reem's made the merge. This is already very.
Reem's made the merge, but that definitely, I think she should be playing her idol tonight.
Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's go.
All right.
Well, she catered up.
All right. Yeah. Nobody wants to align with Reem right now. All right. Reem, you better play that idol. All right. Our final 10 tribal council. Here we go. Let's see if Reem is going to play her idol. Reem did not play the Kate. Don't pull a Kate on me here, Reem. Okay. Jin does not play the Hatch tribe idol. Let's see.
No idols.
First vote comes up Sawyer. Oh, he's in trouble. Sawyer. Saeed.
Saeed's becoming a real Jin in terms of votes.
That's third vote for Sawyer. Saeed. We're tied. 3 votes Sawyer, 3 votes Saeed. 4 votes left. Saeed.
Wow.
Saeed, the tribe has spoken.
No.
Those others, man, they're the fulcrum right now. They're doing the Lil Wall thing where they're just
the pendulum going back and forth. They listened to Reem was making sense. Like, dude, we've got the numbers. Why are we not just voting them out? And it looked like the Cave Tribe Alliance came back together. Let's see.
It's just not fair. I mean, it's the Others Alliance. It's their island. They're playing on home turf.
Yeah. So Hurley from the Locked In 3, he's a vote for Sawyer here.
Yeah, no, they just left out the Locked In 3 have just been turned on.
Yeah.
It was 7-3.
I think they all realized that the Locked In 3 is so tight. They're locked in. They're literally called the Locked In 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing this for luck.
Okay.
So they know that they got to weaken that crew, and the others are just like the others as a unit. Rob, they're playing like you,
playing a good game, playing a really strong game.
They're doing the ping pong thing.
So and I do wonder if there was also some strategy of, okay, we already have Jack and Michael, who are 2 pretty physical people on Redemption Island. Let's guarantee we get rid of 2 of them by sending another athletic guy there in Saeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So big shakeup. Wild post merge so far here. Okay. So the locked in 2 is down to just Hurley and Jin. And then the vote together, get voted out alone is without Reem.
She
It's
left.
just
Got rid of
Sawyer
her.
and Son. And then the others, they're a group of 3.
They're tight.
Okay. So Reem is without an alliance right now. Let's go to Redemption Island for our first troll. Jack, Michael, and Saeed are going to compete.
Okay.
Michael is undefeated in Redemption Island play, Michael.
Yeah, I got very confused.
I got confused there myself. Yeah.
The reality is breaking here. Yeah, I mean, we'll see exactly if it's like getting on a bicycle, or if we'll see if these other 2 guys who are much more fresh to Redemption Island might be able to eliminate here. This is another endurance challenge, which Michael has shown himself to be quite good at. That was the very first one that he won. So I'm going to give him the slight edge here, even though he has a 1 in 3 chance instead of 1 in 2
Yes.
like he did before.
Josh, earlier we compared Saeed to Ozzy. Could this be the start of a Ozzy-like run on Redemption Island for Saeed?
I can't imagine that Michael is going to be able to topple Jack and Saeed. Like, there's
We'll
just
see.
no way.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay. Saeed, yes.
Yeah.
He finishes last.
Last.
They threw us up.
Last.
Jack finishes second, and Michael, the island is not done with him yet.
Oh my
The
God.
king of redemption.
He has to see I have to see my boy. I have to be here for my son. Oh my God. Walt!
That really threw us off there because in the pre-merge, the first person's picture that you saw was the person that won.
This is crazy. Like he is doing all of this for Walt. He just cannot leave this game while his son is still here. It's that desperation.
Well, and we know Saeed, I think the challenge was a bit of like mental and physical torture, and Saeed realized that, when shoes on the other foot doesn't feel so good. And so I think he was the first to bow out, surprisingly.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
so with Michael staying in the game, maybe that was the inspiration for the immunity
Jack is the
challenge.
foreperson of the jury. This is going to be a bitter ass jury, let me tell you.
Jury. The winner of immunity is going to be Walt.
Walt!
Well, he is the shortest. He's lowest to the ground. So when it comes to walking across these balance beams, it would only
Yes,
make
it was a walk with a balance beam on your bag or beanbag on your head. So good job to Walt.
He's special. We always knew it. We always
special.
knew it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
And also, I do think he's the tallest of everybody at this point.
At this point, he is definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Jin has the idol. What's going on with Reem? She still has her idol, and no fights or anything. Quiet day at camp.
I guess the question is, it's really what are the others going to do? I think that's been the question at each of these post-merge tribal councils, and I feel like it's the question tonight. Are they going to swing back over to join Hurley and Jin and maybe throw Walt in as well to take the majority, or are they going to stick with their cave people?
Okay, well, they have what? Their numbers are 3. I think if I, the past is prologue here. They're 3. I think their move is going to be to pick up Hurley and Jin and then vote out Sawyer. Okay.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see what happens. Let's go to see if we have any idols played. Reem doesn't play hers. Jin doesn't play his. First vote is for Sun.
Whoa.
Okay.
Sun. Sawyer.
Yeah, here he is.
Sun.
Aye.
Sun. That's 4
Must be
votes Sun, 1
unanimous.
vote for Sawyer. Sawyer.
Okay.
Sawyer. Sawyer. That's 4
4.
votes Sawyer, 4 votes Sun. The 9th player voted out is Sun.
Do we think that Jin voted out his wife?
Oh boy.
Voted out his wife. Boy, how do we get to this point that somehow the alliance between
All right. This is a
Sawyer
strange-
and Sun,
This is a strange vote breakdown, yeah.
they were together and somehow that they both turned on each other of like, hey, like it's going to be one of us, so might as well put our votes on each other tonight.
Yeah, no, I think that Sawyer found out that it was going to be him or Sun, and not unlike how he once sent Charlie to go knock her out and drag her away like he was another. Sawyer has engineered yet another move where he has betrayed Sun.
Okay.
To be fair, what Sawyer actually did was he sent somebody to knock Sun on the head so she started speaking only Korean again.
Oh, no.
And as a result, everyone said, I can't work with you. I don't know how to speak with you. I don't speak your language. And so they decided to turn on her.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see what happened here. So the others, they voted for not Sawyer, but Sun. Whereas the locked-in beach people of Hurley and Jin, that Jin could not vote for his wife.
And Hurley just loves Jin so much that he had.
They voted for Sawyer, which Reem is a big swing vote here. She's a former ally of both of them. She ends up being closer with Sawyer and voting against Sun.
They got a lot of pop culture in common to talk about.
Yeah,
so can't lose
really,
anybody.
the voting block that tipped this thing was Reem and Walt.
Yeah.
They're going in different directions, actually. No, Walt voted for Sawyer, but Reem voted for Sun. So the 5 votes for Sun were the others plus Reem, and who was the other? And Sawyer.
And Sawyer, who just had to stay alive.
Okay, so Reem
Every
picked
man for himself, as
Sawyer. Yeah, so Reem and Sawyer plus the others ended up doing
really
in Sun.
see an all other final 3 at this point. I would not be surprised.
Okay. So.
Sawyer and Reem may be conning us all, right? She's whatever Clementine's mom's name is, Madison from Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Or no, Cassidy,
but Madison is her character, Kim Dickens from Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right. So is this another 2-part episode, or we're going to a second?
We've got another challenge.
Richard Alpert says, "Hold up, bros. We're going to do a challenge right here."
Okay, do another challenge here. All right, so we got another immunity challenge. This was this was in South Pacific. They yada through the pagonging of Savaii. Okay, so we got we had the boot. I think Ozzy and Jim Rice went out in one episode, and then Dawn and Whitney went out in one episode. Okay. Then let's go to this immunity at Tribal Council. Okay. Sawyer. This was huge for Sawyer. After his alliance mate Sun just got voted out. And so Sawyer is immune. This is bad news for Reem, I think.
I don't like this for Reem unless everyone's feeling like the others just worked with Reem. Right? They just worked with Reem and Sawyer that maybe they're going to give them a reprieve.
Yeah.
This could actually be bad
for Hurley and Jin.
Well, I'm going to say specifically Hurley because Jin and Reem both have idols.
Wow.
So I think that Hurley's going to be up a creek right now.
Oh.
Could we see Jin and Sun go out together in the same episode?
That would be
holding hands.
A beautiful thing. Yeah. I will never leave you, Son.
And Saeed already went out. So
but who's going to take care of our kid? I don't want to.
He's leaving the baby idol behind.
Yeah.
Abandoned.
Okay.
Terrible.
All right. Let's go to Jin didn't play his idol on Sun either.
No, he's horrible.
Yeah.
He's horrible. Once again, this is season 1 Jin.
All right.
That's a bad guy, not a great guy.
Okay. Maybe he thought they had the votes. Maybe he thought that she'd be safe. Okay. Let's go to our votes here. We're down to the final 8 already. Okay. Reem still has her idol. Jin still has his idol. Everybody's going to vote. Reem does not play her idol. Jin does not play his idol. And I think that could be foolhardy for Jin. Let's see. Okay, first vote, Reem. Walt. Reem. Ethan. That's 2 votes Reem. 1 vote Walt. 1 vote Ethan. Walt. Reem.
Oh, no.
That's 3 votes Reem. 2 votes Walt. 1 vote Ethan. 2 votes left. Walt. The tribe has spoken.
That was close.
Oh.
You know what? They've decided they can't have Walt in the game and Michael on Sideways.
You know what, dude? It's fine.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I think they said, you know what? I can only trust someone who I can look in the eyes. Walt's about 8 feet tall at this
too
point,
tall.
so I can't look him in the eyes.
Okay.
I can't keep staring into the void of his belly button. That tells me nothing.
We have another troll that's going to be coming up where Sun is going to take on both Walt and his dad. So Michael, Walt, and son will have a troll in our next episode. Let's see how this vote ended up coming together. The others, this time, they set their sights on Walt. Whereas now look at this. Sawyer, the ultimate turncoat. Do not trust Sawyer. He voted for
what's best for the long Conaga.
Yes, he put his vote on Reem. He voted with the locked-in Beach 2 of presumably Hurley and Jin.
Walt screwed himself. I think he's the one who threw that vote to Ethan, so he made it 4-3-1 instead of 4-4.
Yeah, Reem voted for Walt, and Walt, I think he loved Reem too much. He couldn't do it. He made his vote disappear, Josh.
Wow, that's love. He couldn't watch. He already lost his mom.
Yeah.
He couldn't see it happen again. None of these people are willing to vote out their family members.
Sawyer voted for Reem. Walt, he let himself get voted out to not vote for Reem.
This is definitely like right next to Tyson in terms of voting himself out.
This is the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
You're very moved. Very
Hallmark. Yeah, the most Hallmark BrantSteele moment I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
Dude, why didn't you vote for me? It's like I couldn't do it.
No, Sawyer's going to go back to camp and say that he voted for Ethan. He got the plan wrong. So he's going to try and keep that going with Reem.
Okay. All right. Let's get down to we're down to the final 7 already. And now let's just take a look at our final 7 numbers here. We have the others 3 of Shannon, Ethan, and Charlie very quietly have been a force here in this post-merge.
They're like without any personality. They have just become the others. They are just like an
amorphous blob of an alliance.
They are like a smoke monster of disaster that has just been dwarfing this game.
Jin and Hurley, they are what's left. They came into this merge down way in the numbers, but this voting block has held strong. They are a tight 2.
Should we call them the Beach Bros now in lieu of Locked In falling apart?
The Beach Bros are together. And then Sawyer and Reem. Sawyer just voted for Reem. They had been voting together this entire game. Sawyer wins immunity, votes against Reem. I don't know if that voting block is over. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Reem still has an idol. Jin still has an idol at the final 7. So let's check out what's going on here at the beach. Beach Bros. They're
on demand.
Yes, they are only a level 3 alliance, but they're still there.
They've been through so much together.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Then there's the Others alliance, very strong. 6 strength, strongest alliance in the game. And then they're talking about an original Cave Tribe alliance. There is no original Cave Tribe alliance. Stop it.
Not without Reem.
Get out of here. Okay. Let's go to Redemption Island for our second troll.
David versus Goliath's son.
Yeah. Yes. Josh, I have to say that on the BrantSteele of it all, I'm into the trolls of...
I don't mind the trolls.
Yeah, let's just check in with Redemption Island. I think this is the last troll of the season, if I recall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then it becomes a quadroll, right?
Do we have it? No, I don't think so.
No, that's the OG Redemption Island.
That's the
OG.
4 is a magic number. What? Come on.
Yeah. All right. Here's the challenge, Mike. We're going to have everybody is going to have a 1-arm balance adjusted for height.
Bad for Walt.
With a small disc on the end.
Constantly changing in the moment.
Then you have to call out specific dishware, and then what's going on here?
This is the China stacking challenge. This is where Alpert's going to call out. They said, look, we ransacked the hatch. Here's all the Dharma, plateware and cutlery. You're going to have to stack it at the end of this little disc.
Okay, here we go. And so Michael finishes in last.
Whoa! Michael's you can go now, Michael.
Walt is in second, and Son is going to win.
Wow.
Secret badass.
Yeah, Sun has rejected Michael's advances, and she has said, you can take your son with you. Yes. I will be the only son left on this island.
I could totally imagine it's a thing where Michael falls out first, and Walt gets so shocked that makes him tumble out as well. And so it's admittedly a little bit of a lucky win by Sun, but look, she's still in the game. She still has a chance of seeing her husband back in the game. So good on Sun. I think if she gets to the end, she can say that she took down the biggest challenge threat in the game. And wow, Michael's
an
run
enormous resume point.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael's run has finally come to an end.
Couple of things here, Josh. One, poetic beauty of Michael, who could not lose on Redemption Island, goes out with his son. He finally is reunited with Walt and says, check please. That goes out with his son. Do you think did he throw the challenge so that Walt could stay in the game? Is that why he was the first person out?
I think that he would have tried to at least defeat Sun to allow his son to continue. So no, I think that Michael he got spooked, he got scared, he got afraid. I think that Christian Shepherd just showed up in a vision and said, "You can go now, Michael," and blew him up.
Wearing his little bee hat.
Yeah, his little bee hat.
All right, let's go to immunity. Who's going to be immune at the final 7? More important than ever. And it's going to be Jin. So Jin and Sun are
the
really...
Kwons are killing it.
Yeah. Doing great in this episode. Plus,
the Quanticas.
Now he wins a shower and the massage waiting back at camp,
which he kindly passes on to somebody else. Much like, was this where somebody? No, this is
Albert
where
said it was his birthday. Was that what it was? Yeah,
I think so, something like that. But I think Jim would pass it off very politely, being like, "No, I'm married. She's currently on Redemption Island. I'm gonna let somebody else take this."
No, he gets to share the reward.
Yes, and he takes Hurley, the Beach Bros. they're gonna share
bro massage.
Yeah, yes. Hurley gets the massage. Okay.
All right. Well, so Jin's immune, and he has an immunity idol, and it's just the two of them now. I really hope that Jin plays this for his buddy.
Well, Hurley. He played an idol on Saeed earlier this season, so
right. I don't know if Jin is as charitable as Hurley to be able to
he didn't play an idol on Sun. Okay. Let's go back to the beach. Okay. Jin and Reem have the idols, but what's going on here with Charlie? The behavior of Charlie is being appreciated around camp. Maybe is Charlie with the winner edit here, Josh?
I think that people are finally starting to appreciate the fact that Charlie writes all of his votes on his hand and presents it to the camera like that. So
Takes a little hand turkey on the paper with the name on it.
He's very transparent when he comes back from
Not
voting.
Penny's
and
vote.
Everyone's like,
yeah.
He's like, "Who'd you vote for?" And he just shows them his hand. He's
Not
like,
Penny's vote. Yeah.
But but you know what? He is already making his greatest hits for what he wants to talk about at the end, which is a bit presumptuous, but it seems like, his can-do attitude is becoming appreciated.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Tribal Council here at the final 7. Who is going to face off against Sun at the next Redemption Island? All right. Reem still with an idol. Jin still with an idol. Let's check this out. Okay. Reem does not play her idol. Jin does not play his idol. First vote, Sawyer.
Ooh.
Sawyer. That's 3 votes, Sawyer.
It's about time.
Shannon, first vote of the season.
Oh.
Shannon.
I forgot she was here.
Sawyer, the tribe has spoken. 5 votes for Sawyer. Let's see if it was the others and the beach people. Let's see if they got together on the same page. This was a vote for Charlie, Ethan, Hurley. All voted for Sawyer. Sawyer voted for Shannon, and Reem voted for Shannon.
So Sawyer, at least he's successously conned Reem into thinking that he was the stray vote for Ethan.
You know what? You voted for me last time. It's fine.
But
Reem and Sawyer.
Without hyperbole, the 3 others might be playing one of the best BrantSteele games I have ever seen.
The others are literally taking the game, which is what they do, so that makes sense, but they are just taking this thing
and
all the way
here's
over.
what has to happen. The Beach Bros need to realize that they need Reem. Reem is the person that don't just vote out Reem 5-1 here. You need to get this you need to pull rocks, guys, okay?
Yes, but the problem is, they need to understand that Jin's got an idol and Reem's got an idol.
Hurley needs to win immunity.
Yeah, and then they just got to make the others turn on each other.
Yeah.
That's what's got to happen here.
Okay. Boy, Reem's in the final 6, okay? All right.
I know,
This is incredible. You manifested this. Much like Lost, imagine if there was a magic box and whatever you wanted was in there, it would be there. There it would be. You manifested Reem in the magic box, and here she is in the final.
Let's
to be fair, Ethan's not on the manifest, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
go to
that's
our
because
final
they
6.
misspelled his name. It's actually Eason Zorn.
Just to talk this through with the Redemption Island of it all. So we're going to have our final 6, and then we're going to vote somebody out. And then, Mike, is somebody coming back in to make a second final 6?
No, we are coming back to make a new final 5.
Okay.
So we have 2 more votes, and then someone's coming back.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our alliances here. Basically, it's Beach Bros versus the others. That's all that matters right now.
Floating. She's floating.
Yeah. But I never want to do another BrantSteele with a swap.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is clean, elegant. It's not confusing at all, unlike Lost.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Redemption Island.
Sawyer.
Sun versus Sawyer. Give us a preview here, Josh.
There's some bad blood between these two because Sawyer turned on Sun, and they were so tight for such a long time.
They were
and
in
Sawyer
together,
showed up.
give
He
out
had
along.
He's like, yeah, you know how you thought that the others bagged you up? Actually, that was me and Charlie. I mean, I guess technically he's another for the purposes of this BrantSteele. And she smacked him in the face. And so that's like those are the stakes heading into this 1v1.
This was the Ozzy versus Cochran challenge that Cochran almost beat Ozzy at the table maze, but Ozzy ultimately prevailed. Sawyer,
Yeah, Sun's gonna ask Sawyer, do you think I have a chance? And she'll say, you have a chance. And then he'll tell us she doesn't have a chance.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sawyer versus Sun. Here we go. Sawyer wins the duel. He will stay on Redemption Island, and that could be huge for Reem if Sawyer gets back into the game.
Also, Sawyer
I'm here for
wins the opportunity to pick 3 current people in the game to see their loved ones on Redemption Island.
Yes. Did that happen? Is that real?
That was where Ozzy picked Brand. That's where Sean Hans tried to bully Coach into an alliance with him.
That happened on Redemption
Island. Coach and Ozzy, like Coach unnecessarily said to Ozzy, like you and I together forever.
So let's see who Sawyer picks. Okay, so that he will get who will get to see their loved ones. Sawyer is gonna pick Shannon.
Why?
Oh boy, he's really covering all his bases here. Shannon, Hurley, and Reem.
Okay, so Hurley sees Cheech, sees his dad. Reem sees Big Wendy, or the War Dog, if you'd like.
Who does Shannon see? Boone, Saeed?
Yeah, Boone, and he's covered in blood.
Yeah,
from being badly beaten earlier in the game.
Very smart by Sawyer because he really, of the 3 sort of bases of power in the game, he took the swing vote and one person from one alliance and one person from the other alliance. So.
Sawyer might be exactly where he wants to be. Yeah. This might be a really, really great thing for Sawyer on Redemption Island.
Let
this
everybody
would be a very
duke it out.
exciting finish with Sawyer here. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The long con.
Take care, son.
Yeah.
Son,
the Kwon lover in my heart. It's sad to see Sun go. To see the sunset. At the same time, she made it to 7th place, which is pretty remarkable.
And very dangerous. Nobody should want to sit next to Jin in the final 3 with Sun on the jury. Don't forget about that. She's off to the jury. Okay. We are at our immunity challenge now. And we're going to see Charlie coming on strong here with an immunity.
All right, these others are starting to break out on their own a little bit, starting to gain some personality. Charlie has been wooing everybody around camp. This immunity win.
He's been zooming around like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, that's exactly what he's doing.
Okay.
Ninja stealth mode activated.
All right. Charlie wins immunity. Cannot vote for Charlie at this round. Okay. Jin has his idol. Reem has an idol. And so we are going to go to what could be a very interesting final 6. We laid out the scenarios at the top of this round, but you would imagine the others will be picking one of the 3 here to vote out. Charlie ends up with immunity, so that there is definitely going to be one person of this group of 3 with no way to protect themselves. Reem with an idol, Jin with an idol, Hurley with nothing. What's happening?
I'm just laughing because I'm imagining. I mean, we're getting close to like a likely victory for Reem, which is such like a.
But she could also get voted out here if she doesn't play her
I
idol.
know, but like the further down we go, further and further down the Hatch tribe, the closer we get to Reem winning the Survivor Lost simulation.
Yeah.
Which is just like such a WTF ending that I hope it happens.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's go and see our votes here. Jin and Reem with an idol. Okay. Reem does not play her idol. Jin does not play his idol.
Oh.
What?
If they both survive, we're going to be at the final 5 with 2 idols.
Yeah. I think one of them's getting voted out with an idol tonight. All right. Let's see what the votes are. First vote, Jin.
Oh my God.
Jin.
Yeah.
That's 3 votes, Jin. Ethan. 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 Oh, we are going to a tie.
Black Rocks.
A tie.
We're going to Black Rocks.
All right, so Rob, I mean, if we're to assume here that the Beach Bros did exactly what you instructed them to do. They entered 7, then they went to Reem, and they pulled her in here. So assuming that she doesn't switch on the second vote, we're going to Rocks.
So Josh, let's just talk this through for a second. Is there wisdom in this scenario? Okay, so that Reem and Jin both have their idols, but if they trust each other and that they can go to a tie break scenario, okay, even if one of us gets voted for, then we're immune. Let's draw rocks and keep our idols.
I think this is bad for Reem, right? I mean, she's got an idol, and now she's opening herself up for who? For who? Like, why does she feel like she would risk her neck right now for the beach crew? Jin and Hurley have been so tight this whole time.
Yeah.
If you're able to find a way to hoodwink the others, sure, but I don't think that this is a smart way for her to do it.
Don't forget, okay, so Charlie has the necklace. Potentially, it could be Hurley, Reem, and Shannon drawing rocks.
That's bad. The numbers are bad. This was a bad call for Reem.
Okay, all right. So 3-3 tie. So we're gonna revote. We're gonna revote here. Okay. You have to vote for either Jin or for Ethan. Okay.
So let's see if anyone, by fear of the Black Rock, decides to swap their vote.
Will anybody flip? I mean, could this be a spot for Reem to flip? Boy. That would be real.
Pissing off everybody.
Yes. But then she would definitely be out of the numbers in the minority, left with just her and Hurley. But maybe Hurley would get picked off and she's still got her idol. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Our revotes. Jin. Ethan. Jin. Reem flipped.
Reem. Oh my God, Reem!
She suckered those guys in. She told Jin, "Don't play your idol."
Yeah, screw you, dude.
Dude, I'm in the final 5 with my idol.
Wow.
And
First of 2 final 5s. Yeah.
This is just
Sawyer is coming back in from Redemption Island. Reem is playing a masterful
tight game. Strong game.
Yes. Okay. All right. So it was Reem that flipped on the.
Unless we'll see, maybe Hurley was the one who flipped.
Let's see. Hurley voted for Ethan.
No, it was Reem. Reem flipped.
Okay. Reem votes for Ethan, but changed her vote to Jin. Yeah.
I mean, the thing about Reem is she's not with the others, but she is like the otheriest other that there is. She wasn't even on Lost.
Yeah, she started on the same tribe with them, so at least she knows them. So she has more loyalty to the cave people, I guess, than to she's been with them from the start.
Then why did she vote against Ethan?
Oh my God.
Well, because she was out of the numbers. She wasn't in their power structure. But when push came to shove, she's like, "Yeah, I don't care about Jin."
Yeah, exactly. It's a good move. Reem, you know exactly where she stands.
Incredible.
Yeah, Reem is playing masterful
yeah.
Survivor right now.
She was about to go into a rock draw that we just said, where it was going to be her and Hurley and Shannon. She had a 1 in 3 chance to go home, and she's got an idol in her pocket.
You cannot draw black rocks for Jin Kwon. That may be what's best for Jin Kwanika, but it's bad for Reem.
I guess on the other hand, though, I mean, did Reem have a bit of Tyson upside where she had the idol, she could have left with the idol, gone to Redemption Island, and won her way back?
Well, we saw in Survivor 38 that Aubrey's idol did not have any powers.
Doesn't come with
it. So I don't think
she's got to stay alive. Got to stay alive.
So If Reem knew where the votes were going and she knew the votes were going to Jin, and she's like, fine, I'm not going to waste my idol here. They're not voting for me, and I could always flip my vote on the revote and vote out Jin.
It's a great move. Great move.
Incredible
That's
move.
level stuff. Yeah. That's one of the best moves we've ever seen in Survivor BrantSteele.
Yeah, no, in real Survivor, too. Final 5.
Yeah, so many fishies. So take them away from Jin and give them right to Reem.
Ethan, Charlie, and Shannon are still here. Hurley, odd man out, and Reem after the big... Hurley's got to be pissed at Reem.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's
I mean, that's a battle of the dudes when they get back to camp.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
It's a dude-off.
Dude,
Okay.
it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Dude.
All right. Let's see what the only alliance in the game is the others.
They've had Oceanic 6 strength alliance this entire game.
Yeah, I guess the thing that Reem might have to do next is she could take the easy vote and vote out Hurley, or maybe she can try to draw the votes onto her, play the idol, and get rid of one of those others.
Yeah, I think Josh, should she play the idol here and then pray for Sawyer to come back into the game?
That might be the move. And that she can team up with a third person here.
It also depends on
the others.
If Jin wins here, though, that might complicate things.
Right. True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Redemption Island. It's going to be Sawyer versus Jin.
And before the competition starts, Sawyer's teaching
He
Jin
just knocked
English.
out Sun.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Those pants do not make you look fat.
Okay. All right. Let's see where we're going here. It's Sawyer and Jin, and Sawyer is going to move on.
I'm telling you, it's the man bun. He's got it.
He's got it. Sawyer with a shot to get back into the game at next week's Redemption Island Challenge. Okay.
In the finale. Sawyer makes the finale.
Yes. All right. So we'll see if he can get back in at the next Redemption Island. Okay. Meanwhile, Charlie is heating up. He has won immunity.
Again.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Challenge Beast Charlie.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's, I don't know, perked up by something.
Yeah, it's like he's on performance enhancers or something.
All right, we'll drug test Charlie and see what's going on there. Charlie gets to take somebody on reward with him. He takes Shannon.
Shannon's the worst. Purple Shannon, who cares?
That, little, if we remember from the pilot, Charlie was kind of macking on Shannon. I think that's where this comes out here. It's like, hey, you want to join me for a shower and a massage?
Yeah. I'm gonna need to see the declaration of defense for Shannon Rutherford in Survivor Lost, in the context of this.
Yeah, no, she stinks.
I need that dissertation on my desk in the morning.
And to be fair, Ethan stinks too. He's done nothing.
He's the leader of the others.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job just rallying everybody together, and Charlie at least is winning challenges.
And I would say that I'd assume that Charlie is good in confessionals as well.
Yeah, no, they're just boring. He's a game bot. He's just boring, but he's not doing anything for us.
Shannon's probably doing the best job of I'm gonna get to the final 3. I'm gonna get there, and hopefully you can vote for me.
She's like a Nat Tenorelli to this group.
Nat 10 upside for Shannon.
Shan Natarelli.
Okay. All right.
Shantarelli.
Let's go to the tribe events to see what's going on back at the beach. Okay, what's going on here with Hurley? Hurley has found the idol.
Yes,
boy.
Yes.
So-
Yes. The numbers are good. Hurley. The Hurley bird swoops down, drops an idol out of its mouth. Hurley snatches it up. His destiny to be the king of the island within reach.
Casuals are going nuts.
Production interference. That bird was planted. Why didn't you know Hurley's name?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what's happening right now. So we have our group of 3. The 3 others, they have the majority, but even though Charlie is immune from the immunity necklace, Reem has an idol and Hurley plays her idol. So if they both play their idol here,
the others got to turn on each other, and then it's Shannon or Ethan.
Then either Shannon or Ethan will go home at the final 5.
The others may finally get cracked.
Meanwhile, Ethan has something going on. He has isolated himself from the rest of the tribe. Nobody wants to align with him. Uh-oh.
Wow.
I think people have finally caught on to who he really is.
Yeah, he's feeling very doomy and gloomy. Yeah, they've just realized that he's not Ethan Rom. He is Ethan Zahn, and he has been playing.
He's a threat.
He's a threat, and he's had Survivor experience that he didn't tell anybody about. So
he's Ethan Zahn's cousin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He straightens out his Jufro every day in the jungle without anyone noticing.
All right. Our final 5. Now, if Reem and Hurley don't play their idol here, then unless they just somehow all vote out Ethan, I can't imagine that's the case.
I bet you at least one of them is not playing their idol.
Yep. That's the scary part. Let's see. Reem is playing her idol. Hurley's playing his idol. Yes, they did it right.
Kill
they did it right.
Let's also remember this is the idol that Reem has sat on since episode 1.
Yes. She's the idol the whole game. Reem is the best Survivor player of all time.
This is definitely the best. This is one of the best. Oh my God.
Yes. Okay. Let's get to the votes because it's going to be either Shannon or Ethan going home.
Oh, this is exciting.
Reem does not count. Reem does not count.
I love it.
Dude, you can't vote for me. Dancing. Okay. Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon.
Oh.
Ethan.
Oh.
The tribe has spoken. Hurley did not need to play his idol.
So, well, Shannon, did she see the writing on the cave walls? Did she know to vote? Because she had to vote for Ethan. Oh, no, she could have voted for Reem. Now, what am I saying? One other turned on their alliance.
Okay. Let's see how the alliance voted. Charlie voted for Ethan. Charlie.
He took his shot. He unloaded 700 bullets into Ethan.
Okay.
He's been biding his time,
Ethan
waiting.
and Hurley, they voted.
Hurley voted for Reem.
He was still pissed about what happened the other week.
Yeah.
He's still mad.
Yeah, he didn't.
The gin hangover has not worn off.
Wow, this is interesting though. So it seems like
Reem screwed him pretty hard, Mike. Yeah, to be fair.
But Charlie and Shannon voted for Ethan, and I wonder if Reem thought the votes were going on to Shannon, and so she thought she could like braggadociously play her idol.
Now the others knew about Reem's idol the whole time.
You know what? In the early going of Lost, in the first couple of episodes, Charlie takes a real shine to Shannon. Before Charlie and Claire are a thing, Charlie is really trying hard to mac to Shannon, and it seems like we've got a showmance on our hands, and they knew it was time that they need to start dominating this story. They can't let Ethan, king of the others, be the guy who gets to the final tribal council. It was their time to take him out.
We have a final 4 here, but it will soon be a final 5. Charlie, Hurley, Reem, and Shannon are the final 4. Wow. Let's go and talk about the alliances. I think it's going to be Charlie and Shannon. I think that's
all the way through.
The only alliance. They are ride or dies to the end, Charlie and Shannon. But
so here we are, final duel between Sawyer and Ethan. And I guess the question is, what's the rooting interest for each of these people left in the game? Obviously, I think Charlie and Shannon are rooting for Ethan, right?
Right.
But they just turned on him. They just voted him out. They just sold him down the river.
Yeah.
He's going to come back. He's going to be pissed.
Maybe it's like, oh, well, we couldn't beat him. Or maybe they needed to send... We needed you to beat Sawyer.
Ethan might be game for that. He's like a chaotic dude. Like, he would be...
Yeah.
He would be
Reem has got to be rooting for Sawyer to come back. Hurley is sort of like, hey, I'm hoping that these 2 voting blocks just go after each other and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I think if you're Hurley, I think you're rooting for Sawyer to come back because then maybe it's just like, I'll vote out whoever just came back into the game.
Yeah, I think Sawyer's the bigger target coming in than Ethan because he doesn't have anyone to like ingratiate himself with.
Sawyer versus Ethan. Okay, one of them's coming back into the game with a shot to win this thing. Sawyer loses the duel and leaves the game.
Oh, it sucks.
Ethan is back. You thought he was dead. You thought he was dead, and he came back to life.
So close, James.
Okay, this is the darkest timeline here because this could be
essentially a repeat of what we just had with Reem and Hurley not having any idols.
Yes. Okay. This could be. Now let's see if maybe Shannon and Charlie could want to send Ethan right back out of the game.
Oh my God.
Is that possible?
And I believe since this is a final 5, one more idol is going to be put back into the game.
Oh my God.
Let's see who's immune. Shannon. Shannon has stepped up. She's immune here.
We kept saying that she was useless. She was worthless. Yeah. Who were we? Who were we to mock Queen Shannon?
She told Charlie to drop his stack to help her to get there.
Said, wait, drop my stash or my stack?
Yeah. Shannon is going to win immunity at the final 5.
Oh, my God.
Let's see what's going on. Back at the beach, Ethan now has the idol
Wow.
So
Darkest timeline. Darkest
All right.
timeline.
But Charlie's behavior is still appreciated around the camp.
Charlie Pace could win this thing. He's on pace to win. Yeah, he's like everyone loves him. Social butterfly,
Yeah.
social moth, perhaps would be more accurate.
Okay. If you're Reem and Hurley, what do you do here? Do you throw the other one under the Winnebago, Josh?
Or the meteorite, as
Yeah.
it were. Yeah, probably. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think we lose one of these two fan favorites. This sucks.
Not good.
Oh, it's
Not
bad.
good. I guess maybe you have to hope that Shannon and Charlie still have some animosity. They don't know that Ethan has the idol. Ethan is gunning for one of them. He plays his idol.
Yeah.
Hope is not a strategy, bro.
No, that's a long shot. It's a long shot. Let's see. Tribal Council for the final 5. Okay. Ethan should play his idol. Last night to play idols. Ethan will play his idol for himself.
It's not like the classic BrantSteele thing where somebody inexplicably does not play an idol.
Patty! Yeah.
Oh, never forget your first.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what happens here. First vote. Ethan does not count. Ethan does not count. Ethan does not count.
Wow, he would have gone home.
He would have gone home. Reem.
Oh.
No.
Oh, my heart.
Screw you, dude.
No.
Oh.
No.
We have to go back. We have to go back.
No.
Oh, my goodness. This was the incident.
Charlie voted for Ethan. They had him. Reem voted for Ethan. Shannon voted for Ethan. He says, came back and played the stupid. There's too many idols on Survivor.
Wow, this is crazy, though, that Hurley and Ethan are teamed up.
I wonder if Hurley was sort of the Devons to Ethan's Chris Underwood here.
Yeah, they had a breakup. They had a breakup when they voted against him. Ethan came back. He didn't forgive them.
Oh.
Well, to be
He
fair,
voted for Reem. He voted for Reem. They didn't forgive him.
So we have several interesting scenarios here, though, because now we could be facing Charlie and Shannon versus Hurley and Ethan. We could be seeing everybody against Ethan. We could be seeing everybody against Hurley. I think it's safe to say, no matter what, Charlie and Shannon are guaranteed a place in the final 3, especially no fire-making challenge.
Yeah, but whoever's bringing them there, like Sophie Clark style, bringing their goats to the end. So,
yeah,
I feel like we're looking at an Ethan Rom victory. Or
will the jury hold it against him that he was voted out?
Yeah, maybe it's possible. Unless he's like, it's like the Ozzy thing, right?
Yeah.
Where like he was,
no, but it's really the opposite of that, where he was that seen as the mastermind throughout the whole game, got voted out, and then came back in.
Yeah, and he spent one day on Redemption Island, as opposed to Ozzy, who spent like 2 weeks.
All right. Oh, God. Well, I'm on pins and needles from a boy Hurley right now.
Okay.
This is awful. This is the tension. It's Hurley versus the others. This is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what's going on.
Charlie and Shannon,
but they're not working with Ethan. That's where the intrigue is. I don't know if we have to.
All right, let's see. So
maybe they were like riding the others all the way to the top. It was a long con where they weren't really part of the others. They were oceanic loyal the whole time.
Yeah. Let's go to our immunity. Final 4 immunity. Final immunity of the show, of the season. Shannon has come on here.
All right. Okay.
Shannon has like Sophie Clark upside here with just like winning challenges right
Ethan
at the end.
couldn't
This
get
is
the
her
puzzle.
second win.
Yeah, everybody else is just in her light sticks.
Okay. All right. So Shannon coming on strong with her second immunity, I believe, of the season. I think Charlie has 2 as well. Let's go back to the beach. No idols. We're going to the final 4 vote. Now, could we have a 2-2 tie? Ethan and Hurley against Charlie and Shannon. Shannon is immune, so it would be Charlie versus whoever Charlie and Shannon put their votes on.
You would think that Hurley and Ethan would be smart enough to turn on each other at this point, though. No?
Yeah, I think the question is as well, like, would Ethan want to go to the end with Hurley? Or does he think he's going to split
you think they could just stack the votes on Hurley?
I don't know. He could also vote for Charlie if he feels like he's going to split the other vote with him.
Okay. So let's see. I see the top of Charlie's head. We knew that Charlie was going to get a vote here because Shannon is immune. So first vote is for Charlie.
Pace.
Ethan. Ethan.
Wow.
Ethan. The tribe has spoken. He came back from Redemption.
Hurley squeaks in.
Hurley could be the person that's I think a dangerous move to take Hurley to the end because he could have a lot of friends on that jury.
Yeah, these guys couldn't see the jungle for the trees.
I mean, I think it was pretty easy, recommendation for Hurley is like, Ethan is an other person. We need to get rid of him. He's not like us in a myriad of ways. He's been to redemption. None of us have. I think we need to purge that from the game.
Yeah, I think that Charlie and Shannon haven't done enough to differentiate their games from each other.
They could split votes also.
They both
jury.
they were part of the other alliance the whole way through. They were working in tandem with Ethan all the way through. They both turned on Ethan at the same time. I believe they both have 2 immunity wins to their name. So what individualizes them? And meanwhile, you've got Hurley. Everybody loves Hugo.
Great social game. Yeah, likable guy.
I will say, though, I want to give it up to the 3 others because the fact that they made up 3 of the final 4 is pretty damn impressive by BrantSteele standards, considering how random this thing is. They did a really good job in that in the first half of the pre-merge or post-merge of just swinging back and forth and holding all the cards.
Did a great job.
But now they brought Hurley in. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes because this got brought to light actually after our Stranger Things podcast that Josh and I did. BrantSteele, for some reason, likes to just have random surprise winners where someone where we wouldn't expect at all gets the win. It usually tends to be the innocuous young males. I honestly would not be surprised if we see a Charlie Pace win here, just by the algorithm alone.
All right. Wait, I can tell how old they are from the picture.
I mean, listen, considering the host is ageless, maybe I'm just propositioning here.
All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So we're going to. This is where BrantSteele gets a little. I'm trying to make the narrower and narrower so we don't skip ahead to just boom, somebody's the winner. Okay. All right. So all right, let's go to our finale show. All right. Okay. And so here's our final 3.
Standing in front of the audience.
Okay. And so what comes next? We're going to get our winner reveal.
Okay. All right, so Mike, you're going Charlie, I'll go Hurley.
I think it's got to be Hurley. Do you want to take a look at the jury who was voted out? Jack was the first person on the jury, right?
Yes, Jack, Saeed. Saeed could vote for Shannon. He loves Shannon.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have the duo of Michael and Walt might hold a lot of power there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now
the Kwon block.
Yeah, I wonder how much people are going to be sort of stuck to original tribe loyalties. Also.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Hurley's actually in deep trouble.
But unless they split Charlie and Shannon.
Right.
Yeah.
So, could he find 4 votes? How big is this jury?
9.
9-person jury. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to the winner reveal.
Oh God, here we go.
And so, of the final 3. Shannon wins by a vote of 6 to 3 to 0. Who do you think got the 3? Charlie or Hurley?
I bet you it's Hurley that got the other 3 votes.
What?
Let's see. Saeed voted for Hurley.
Yeah, of course.
Jack voted for Shannon.
Oh, God.
Michael voted for Shannon. He can't forgive Hurley. He can't forgive him for voting him out. Walt voted for Hurley. That's weird because that was opposite tribal lines. Son voted for Shannon.
It's that late game stuff, right? This is what we're seeing more and more on
Jin
Survivor.
voted for Hurley.
If you're impressive towards the end of the run, that makes a lasting impression.
Marasket it, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Shannon really Marasket it here.
Yeah, Sawyer voted for Shannon.
She won those immunities. She was, she's the person who's going to end up getting the credit for the turn against Ethan. Even Ethan, it looks like, is going to vote for Shannon.
Yeah.
I underrated her, obviously.
Yeah, it's also that all of the people from there were more cave people on the jury. It's a little bit like a Survivor Nicaragua, Mike, where I think the cave people decided a cave person's going to win the game.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, we did get Saeed voted for Hurley, Walt voted for Hurley, and Jin voted for Hurley.
Walt is the only cave person that voted for Hurley.
Yeah, but I think that it was the remnants of Locked In plus Walt voted for Hurley, and everybody else felt that Shannon was the one who was deemed victorious. I'm assuming she gave a fantastic final tribal council speech where she essentially said, I sort of play this, ditzy, vain girl, but no, I was playing this game the entire time, and I played you all. And
I was collecting stories this whole time.
Yeah, and she just outspoke the crap out of Charlie, who everyone seemed to like, and as a result, poor Charlie just got completely washed up by the end of it.
Yeah.
Washed away.
She was
Charlie got drive shafted.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Charlie decided to reveal in the final tribal council for some reason that no, Stick Shaft is not the band I'm a part of. I actually was a part of Drive Shaft for some reason, because that turned everybody else who erroneously assumed that he had millions of dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's the fan favorite of the season? Reem. It's got to be Reem.
Right? Gotta be Reem.
Got to be Reem. Let's go to our fan favorite. It was Sun. Sun was the fan favorite.
I'm happy. I'm happy if Kwon won something.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Wow.
I guess it's only fitting. This podcast brought to you by Purple Mattress that Purple Shannon ends up winning the day.
Yeah, no, she came on strong at the end. Charlie got 0 votes, so I guess people saw her as more of the ringleader. I think that maybe also turning against Ethan. I think that probably also helped the narrative there, where I think that they felt like, oh, okay, Ethan is the person who's calling the shots. But then I think that really built a lot of sympathy with the jury when Shannon and Charlie voted against Ethan. I think they looked at like, oh, well, like Shannon is the person that's just leading Charlie around. He's like the little puppy dog following Shannon around this whole season. And so she wins those immunities at the end, and then boom, there you go.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah. And to be fair, Hurley, great guy, did not do anything of note in this game, Mike. They had no challenge wins, no reward wins.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the minority of the votes a good number of times. And arguably, that has worked for other winners before, to have people who you never voted out in the jury because they could very easily vote for you. But I think in the case of this jury, they maybe wanted to acknowledge superior gameplay, maybe over inherent likability. And unfortunately, that leaves Hurley our runner-up, though I'm assuming he's getting the Sia money, right?
He's probably getting this. No, Walt, because he freed the chickens. Big Walty.
Yeah.
But no, I think this ending for Shannon less controversial than the actual ending for Shannon on Lost.
We count this as the manifesto in support of Shannon. Do we need to read Megan's actual message?
We will add it to the actual manifesto when we get to it in Down the Hatch.
Okay.
Which you can subscribe to on Post Show Recaps. Lost, Down the Hatch, postshowrecaps.com/Down the Hatch. Your ratings, your reviews, greatly appreciated. If you had fun with us talking about Lost today, we're doing it every single freaking week for the next several years. So please join us. It's a blast. We would love to have you there.
Okay. All right. Mike, any final thoughts? What did we learn here today?
Oh my God, I love how we're Jerry Springering every vote here.
What did we learn about Survivor and Lost and the intersection of the two?
Well, I think what we realized is, Survivor is a game where, much like the latter half of Lost, they're constantly shifting timelines and locations and plots, but what remains is the constant. And I think the others were the constant here. Mm-hmm. The trinity of Ethan and Charlie and Shannon were the most consistent throughout the entire game. And as a result, they found themselves 3 out of the final 4, and one of them ended up winning, pretty handily because of that. That is not usually something we see out of BrantSteele, but it was a very interesting game to watch, especially that post-merge, where usually you would think, much like the original Survivor South Pacific, it would just be a pagonging of the beach people. No, there was a lot of swinging back and forth, and it was due to the constant.
Great post-merge. No, even the pre-merge was fun. Like it was a tragedy to watch that tribe.
But yeah,
it was the dynamics within that tribe as it was collapsing under John Locke's terrible leadership was fairly spectacular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Also, I think a pre-merge pagonging is interesting. A post-merge pagonging is not.
Yeah.
So,
and we got one of the beach people all the way to the end, which was a surprise. Yeah. So it wasn't, I think all in all, a pretty riveting season of Survivor.
Yeah, in that sense, great job by Hurley, who came into the merge down huge in the numbers, 8-3.
Hugely.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So great job. This was so much fun. I'm glad we figured out a BrantSteele to do in this summer. And pretty soon we won't just have fake Survivor to talk about.
We'll have real Survivor to talk about.
We're within a month of Island of the Idols, which hopefully this sets up some fun chaos to happen. And at some point, I'm sure we'll be getting together to talk about that as well as we, some of us have had our heads in International Survivor, some of us have had our heads in Fake Survivor, but we're ready to get back.
And some people have their heads as giant idols on New Survivor.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. Very, very exciting stuff. Of course, we've got a lot coming in September as we head towards the Survivor premiere, the final week of September. So be on the lookout for more coverage coming soon, talking about everything Survivor. Josh, what do you got going on besides the Down the Hatch podcast?
Right now, it's Down the Hatch on Post-Show Recaps. We're also podcasting about Succession on HBO. Emily Fox and I are doing that podcast. So if you're watching Succession and you didn't know we're doing a podcast, we're doing a podcast. It's on Post-Show Recaps. It's a delight. It's a blast. I'm also doing Series Regular, the podcast on Hollywood Reporter. Got some other things in the work for the Hollywood Reporter right now. The fall is going to be a jam-packed time for me. I'm a pretty busy bee over here right now with a lot going on. So follow me on the Twitters if you want to see what I'm up to. At Round Howard is where you will find me.
Okay. And Mike Bloom, very busy man as well. What do you have going on?
Yeah, I'm always a bee. So I am
I don't even like that little bee.
I'm covering Survivor South Africa with Shannon Gates. We have reached the final 3 episodes of that. We're into 5 of Survivor South Africa coverage, which is turning into like Big Brother in terms of length. Speaking of Big Brother, I'm doing weekly exit press for parade.com with the jurors as they leave. Got a couple of other random guest appearances on reality TV wrap-ups going on in the future. But yeah, Down the Hatch and Survivor stuff to come. That's pretty much what my life is going to be for the next month or so.
All right. Well, this was so much fun. I really enjoyed this. This is one of the best BrantSteeles that we've done. So
Riveting.
Really, really exciting one. So hope you guys all enjoyed this and were on the edge of your seats like we were throughout this whole thing. Of course, thanks so much to the patrons of RHAP's podcast that allow us to do this type of nonsense. And I hope that this is the type of nonsense that you enjoy. If you want to find out more about everything we're doing in our patron community, head on over to robhasawebsite.com/patron to find out more about our patron Facebook group, our patron podcast feed, and everything else going on as we start to head into Survivor season over at robhasawebsite.com/patron. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Namaste.